Buddy, welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney number 2. I hope you're all doing well. Yes, so we're doing more today. We're kind of in between games at the moment. This is really our only game, this and Raft. However, Ryan was stolen away today for Split Fiction with Philip. Go watch that over on Caro VT if you want. But yes, so we're going to do more Great Ace Attorney 2. No problem to me. We love Ace Attorney here, if that wasn't obvious. This is the final game in the series. Probably going to repeat that every single stream of this we do. Last time, we finished the very first case where we had to play as Susato. Parading around Mulan style as a male student. Very fun. And we got informed of a case that was omitted from the first game due to Shomes. He didn't want us talking about it. And so we are now going to play a flashback case revolving around that incident. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. I don't know how long this case is going to be, but we do have multiple day cases back. So most likely we have quite a few streams left in us. Probably around 11 more if I had to take a wild guess. So strap in, because here we go. So I apologize. I've been a little gassy today, so if I start vomiting into the microphone now, please excuse me. But I will, however, whip out a little drinky poo to get us started. Because I did some vocal warm-ups and I might have gone a little too hard on it, so I'm gonna need some liquid, I think. My name is Rinosuke Naruhodo. I'm a fledgling lawyer just starting out my journey. 6 months ago, I arrived as a visiting student of law, having made the long voyage across the sea from the Empire of Japan to here, London, England. And on the way, in quite extraordinary circumstances, I made the acquaintance of a world-famous detective. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at the perspective. Currently, I reside in the attic of the detective's own lodgings, from where I run my legal consultancy of sorts. I've successfully defended a number of clients in Britain's highest court, the Old Bailey. But since a particularly grueling and unforgettable legal battle 4 months ago now, I haven't returned to the courtroom. In truth, I lost my right to return. But that epic trial was just one small part of an epic tale. An epic tale. A tale which was now about to awaken from slumber. Thanks to a letter that arrived this morning from my homeland. I'm fucking hungry as shit, man. What a delicious smell wafting up from the stairs. It must be nearly time for breakfast. I'd better go down to Mr. Shome's suite and say good morning to the great detective and his flatmate. Here we are again. It's almost like we never left, because, really, we never left. 30th of August, 7:28 a.m. So, is this modern day, or are we already flashed back? I'm pretty sure Big Boss confirmed that this is the flashback case. So I don't know if that letter we received is from Susato telling us to, recall that case or whatever. We'll see.
Oh, Bruno, good. I was just about to call you up to you. The bacon's ready.
Good morning, Iris. It smells delicious as usual. Before we eat, though, I have some news. I had a surprise this morning. Ah, shush! Not another word, Mr. Naruhodo. You had another wet dream, of course, I can tell, just from the face. The sweat, the cold dripping sweat off of your brow, yes. This could be just the abstruse thing for my pre-breakfast stagnation-repelling mental stimulation, my dear fellow. Good morning to you too, Mr. Shomes. Ah, yes, I see. So that's it. Ah, yes, of course. You need only ask if you wanted to go on a dinner date, Mr. Naruhodo. The truth is clear to me as day. My faculties of observation have revealed it again. What are you talking about? You, Mr. Naruhodo, you have, this very morning, met with a surprise. Well, is that not the case? Really, my dear fellow, it barely warrants explanation. Firstly, your hair is particularly unkempt, somewhat reminiscent of a bird's nest. Secondly, you have neglected to fasten the third button of your jacket. Clearly, when considered together, these two facts point to you have been flustered this morning. Can I talk now? But of course, though I don't look for admiration, you understand. My hair always looks like this. It's been this way since I first met you. Oh, it has. And the button, well, it was ripped off last night, if you remember. By you.
How they pulled your button off? That's a euphemism if I ever heard one.
Ah, yes, I recall the incident now. It was after supper, was it not? As the evening advanced, I picked up my violin and began to play the wailing notes of a haunting tone. And then, to my utter dismay, the third string snapped. Why did it have to happen? Why? Little wonder then that in my vexation, I grabbed the first button I saw and ripped it off from its proper place. Well, I'd like it back now, please. It's troubling me that I can't fasten my jacket. And it's troubling me that you expect me to know where it is. Somewhere about the floor, one presumes? Helpful. Ah, but what matters at present time, my dear fellow, is simply whether or not my deduction was unwearing.
Well, Hurley, we knew said that when he came in, didn't he? I had a surprise this morning.
Well, that's news to me. You just let me go on this extravagant gallivant, while he had already exclaimed it. Well, that takes all the fun out of it. You. My dog is with me again today, because nobody's here. So if you hear some snoring in the back, that's who that is. Well, that really is a surprise. Yes, this man is the pride of the British Empire, the famous consulting detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. There can't be a single person in the world who doesn't know his name.
Alright then, enough of this silly conversation. Come, eat this bacon before it goes cold. And I've a new herbal tea for you to try too. That's my latest special blend.
And here we have Iris Wilson, Mr. Sholmes' lodger and companion. A truly exceptional young girl who's the author of a highly successful serialization here in London. Yes, The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, as published in Ranced magazine. Just gotta get, reacquainted with everyone. So, Mr. Naruhodo, won't you put us up out of our misery? What surprised you this fine morning? Well, I received a letter from Japan.
Oh, from Susie, you mean? Was it really?
That's right, and she had some rather startling news, in fact. Ha! Intriguing indeed. You must tell us about it over breakfast.
Oh, yes, what fun!
Alright. This is the letter that arrived from Japan this morning, by international post.
Oh, how lovely! Oh, look at Susie's beautiful handwriting. Oh, I wish I could read it.
And how is your judicial assistant faring, may I ask? Well, she's very well, thank you. In fact, according to what she's written, she actually appeared as a lawyer in the Japanese Supreme Court and won a case.
Oh, really? Oh, isn't she wonderful?
A cut above your good self, my dear fellow. Well, let's not go too far. I've won cases too, you know. Well, apparently Mr. Natsume appeared in the trial as a witness. Sorry, my mic is being very, fucky. Natsume. No, I don't recall that name. Of course you do. We helped the man. Twice. You know, in those two cases that took place on Briar Road 6 months ago? Ah, the mustached, twitchy man with the somewhat feline eyes and mustache.
He didn't have two mustaches, Hurley.
Well, you didn't see him with his pants off, Iris. I assure you, he definitely had two mustaches. Yes, who could forget those two cases? They made a very deep impression on me. Although I must confess, the details are a little hazy now. A very deep impression they made on you, clearly. So, what was this startling news penned by Miss Susato? You remember the case of the haunted lodgings, Mr. Sholmes? Ah, yes, it's very interesting, you know. I don't feel entirely uncertain that a case of that nature did not occur. He's totally forgotten then. Anyway, in her letter, Miss Susato asked that we read over her case notes again and investigate further. Though it took place half a year ago. For what purpose? Because of something Mr. Natsume told her, apparently. He suggested that the real reason why she was called back to Japan so suddenly might have something to do with that case of the haunted lodgings. Oh? On Mr. Natsume's return to Japan, Miss Susato's father questioned him about the case, she says. And something Mr. Natsume said appeared to trouble Professor Mikotoba, prompting him to send that telegram.
Oh, that case? Oh, yeah. It was, very strange, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I compiled the whole story into a nice, neat manuscript ready for publication, too. And Hurley said Hurley was all funny about it, remember? He was very mean. So it must not be published, he said. Very mysteriously as well.
Really? I said that. Are you sure? It doesn't sound like me. I'm a pretty go-with-the-flow type of fellow. Yes. You perhaps know something about it as well, Mr. Sholmes? About why Miss Susato was suddenly told 4 months ago that she had to return to Japan?
It's been 4 months now since we waved Susie off at the Dover. Oh, that was such a shock, wasn't it? Oh, the way she just suddenly announced that she had to go back to Japan.
Indeed it was, due to a telegram she received from her homeland, I believe. That's right, telling her to return urgently. Yes, because her father had passed away. No. It just said he was suffering from a high fever, the cause of which was unknown. He's not dead. But according to this letter, that news about her father's fever was just a ruse.
A ruse? Oh, so Susie's daddy lied to her to make sure she'd make the voyage back home. Why would he do that?
I have to admit, I've got absolutely no idea. But she believes it's almost certainly related to the case of the haunted lodgings. Oh boy. So yeah, we are in modern day right now. Summoning her back to Japan so suddenly like that. I wonder what Miss Susato's father is hiding.
Ellie, do you know what it's all about?
Well, now that I've donned my detective suit, well, who can say? What? But you said... Please, I have engagements, my dear fellow. My calendar is quite surprisingly full today. And a stringent analysis of the matter would be excessive, I feel, even if I were to be at leisure. So, man the fort in my absence, won't you, Iris?
Oh, really? Touch it for me. See you later.
Bye. Have a beautiful time. Alright, let's open that ding-dang drank. God, I love soda. Fuck. I could live without this. Pardon me. Honestly, I don't know what I would do in a world without, soda. Carbonated beverages. It's too good. Yeah, it'll probably give me cancer in 30 years, but, do I even want to live after that? I mean, I'm already going to be able to play Mario World and Donkey Kong this year. I can die right after that, honestly, if I'm being, frank. I'm good after that. Clock out. I don't got nothing I need here. I think perhaps Professor Mikotoba isn't the only person hiding something here. Sosuke-san was involved in the 2 cases, but only one of them was forbidden from being published. By, of all people, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh, I found them at last.
Iris, are they...
The notes about the case? That's right. Susie and I compiled them together. The case of the haunted lodgings. You want to read them, Bruno?
Absolutely. Thank you, Iris. I have no idea what secrets could still be hiding in the shadows of this case. But perhaps if I read over the notes again, something might come to light.
That's the spirit!
And so, Iris and I decided to read over the case notes again together. Everything from what happened to our investigation and the fierce battle in court that followed. We're living every detail. I just need to find a clue. I have all the time in the world. Because of course, I'm no longer allowed to practice law in the courts of Great Britain. PS5 price increase? I did see that. Good thing I already got mine. Has it already happened? I know it's for like Australia, New Zealand, and I think some parts of Europe. Let me take a quick peek, actually. I was supposed to look the other day, and I didn't. PS5 disc Fortnite console bundle, $7.79. No, that's even cheaper than normal, so. Then you got the digital Fortnite bundle for $700. That's pretty cheap for PlayStation 5. PS5 Pro is still like $1,300, but you know, that's been like that forever. Oh, interesting. You can't get a normal. Oh no, there it is. $838. I mean, yeah. I guess that is a little more expensive than the last time I saw it. But the Fortnite bundle is way cheaper. $779? I mean, you can get the disc console one as well, just for $779. It's like, okay, you get Fortnite, but like... Yeah, I know. I know, right? But the thing is, like, there's still cheap versions of it. So, like, I don't even know. But you can't even buy the PS5 I have anymore, since all the regular PS5s have been swapped with the Slim version. So, you know. It was 6 months ago, a mysterious incident that unfolded on the wintry streets of London. Oh, yeah, the little fucking creature. A young woman was found lying on the snowy pavement of Briar Road with a knife in her back. Fortunately, her life was spared, but she was unconscious for several days following the incident. Literally orb. The fog was thick and nobody saw her attacker, but by a cruel twist of fate, a visiting Japanese student was walking behind her at the time and was duly arrested. That man was Sosuke-san. And the man who effected his arrest was Mr. Sholmes. Believing in our compatriot's innocence, Susato and I decided to represent Sosuke-san in court. And after a grueling trial of many twists and turns, we finally managed to prove his innocence. That was the man's reaction after the trial, but his jubilation was short-lived. We received a telegram from Mr. Sholmes the following morning. The victim of Briar Road stabbing has regained consciousness. Hurry to the box at once! Oh my god, we get to meet the fucking round orb of a woman. So, Susato-san and I summoned a handsome... What? Don't know that word, but I'm guessing it means like cab. Fucking Haunts cab, and headed immediately to the hospital. Oh boy. What the fuck? Why does she have a metal statue of herself? Oh! Rato! Rato. Sorry, there was something I forgot to mention today. When's that Mario Kart Direct? Is that today? Is that today? Hold on, let me check Nintendo Today. Oh, 2 days to go. Oh, look at the Luigi. Thursday for America. Okay. So to be tomorrow. Oh, wait, no. It'll be Thursday night then. What's this? Luigi? Hold on, I'm looking at it. They're zooming in on Luigi and his little... Oh, look at their Japanese skins. Oh, it's so cute. Oh my god, Peach in the Fireflower kimono. Bruh. Dude, can't it be 2 days till the game fucking launches? Not 2 days till the fucking direct. I don't want to wait another whole month. I don't want to wait another whole month, man. Can I just have the Switch 2 now, please? Man, I don't want to wait so long. I just want to play the new Mario Kart. Is the, I wonder if the YouTube video is already up with a waiting list, or if they were holding off. Hold on. World Direct. No, that's just the... Okay. Nah, it's not up yet. I'm guessing it's probably going to be like 2 a.m. We'll see. I might end up just streaming it for funnies. Less than 2 months? Yes. Yes, we are. It's, hold on. Let's ask Google. I've been doing this like every day, fucking waiting. Because I'm already starting to pay off my Switch 2. I've only got 2 more payments on it. And I got my Twitch pay today as well, so my bank account's looking pretty alright. Hey, Google. How many days until June 5th? Minus the math.
There are 51 days until June 5th.
Oh, yeah, that's less than 2 months. 2 months is approximately like 60 days. So, yes. I mean, ugh, so close. So fucking close, man. May 5th will be 1 month. And you know, sorry, we'll get back to Ace Attorney in a second. I just want to say, right now, April, it's feeling a little slow because, of course, the Switch just got announced. But I think May will go by very fast. The reason I think that is because we have 2 major game releases in May. One right at the end before the Switch 2, and one in the middle. So we got Doom the Dark Ages happening on the 15th, and then we got Elden Ring Night Reign on the 30th. And then we are getting... we're getting... what was that cool clay horror game? Hold on, I think it's on my wish list. Hold on. Give me a second. Oh, there it is. Good thing I'm playing directly on PS5. Yes, isn't that this one? The Midnight Walk. We saw this on the PlayStation Direct. Yes, the 8th of the 5th. So this will be coming out very quickly. And we're going to be playing this. This game looks fucking awesome. We're going to play that. Like, clay horror game. Super cool. Soon. Soon, Silksong. Please release. I'm probably going to end up playing Silksong on PlayStation. But I think I might actually play Deltarune on Switch. I've given some thought to it. I think because Deltarune is like a launch title for Switch 2, I think I might just play it on Switch 2. I mean, why not? You know, Toby Fox doesn't really do anything interesting with the achievements. He kind of just makes a joke out of them. It's like, well, I don't really need to get the platinum on those because it doesn't feel like it's implemented. It's more like, you know, he just doesn't really care, which is totally fine, which means I can just play it anywhere I want. So, yeah, I've been thinking about it. Probably going to do Deltarune on Switch 2. And, you know. Yes, I did hear that, yes. Deltarune is going to have a unique Switch 2 room for the unique Switch 2 controls. Though, it doesn't really make sense since, you know... the base version of the game on PC, you play with mouse and keyboard, so, like, you could totally port that over. But, you know, you gotta give Switch something unique, you know? It's Toby's signature. Undertale did it with, like, every release. There's something different. I'm kind of pissed because the Xbox version got, like, the best one. You got, like, a casino with sands. And it was just like, well, fuck. I want that. But to be fair, the Switch version got a unique boss, which was awesome. I've actually played the Switch version and the PlayStation version. Oh, it's because you use both. Oh, like drag and drive mode. Oh, really? Wait, has he given that much info out? I thought it was just confirmed that they're doing something. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Drag and drive time. All right. I'm not playing that game, by the way, Drag and Drive. I'm not paying $100 to... I don't even have enough room for that. I know Nintendo's like, oh, you can use your legs. Nah. I mean, it's cool, but... yeah. That game looks like it's got 1 level so far, so, you know, I'm not so sure. There you are at last! For a split second in the direct? Oh, did we? Okay. Good morning, Mr. Sholmes. I think not.
Oh.
You're late! What on earth took you so long?
Your telegram only arrived at 5 o'clock, Mr. Sholmes, and it's a 20-minute ride to the hospital.
That's right. And it's 5:30 now. I think we made very good time. The time is utterly irrelevant. The fact is, I've been waiting for what it's felt like an eternity. In point of fact, I myself was awoken at 4 this morning by a telegram boy. And feeling it was somewhat unjust that I alone had been roused at such an hour, I sent one to you. Well, thanks for that. Anyway, you're here now, so the victim is over there. She only just regained consciousness. Bro. That body type is crazy. You should introduce yourselves. I shall observe from here. So that's what that's the lady who was found on the snow-covered pavement with the knife in her back.
Her name is... oh, yes, here we are. Miss Green.
Alright. Got a little photo frame of someone here. Hey, look, there's a photograph in this frame here. Who's this little lad?
Oh, yes, it's a picture of a young gentleman.
It looks like to be the same age as Miss Green, I would say. Perhaps the young woman's special someone? You know what I'm saying? A little fuck buddy, you know?
My, Mr. Naruhodo. I didn't know you had such a sense for matters of the heart.
No, not in the least. I sincerely said the first thing I thought of. Oh, Pepsi Max, where art thou? I have keenly expressed my love for cherry-flavored soda a lot. And just recently found out that they do have cherry Pepsi Max here on Mighty Ape, but God, buying drinks from Mighty Ape is fucking expensive, especially imported ones. Let me tell you how much it is. I don't know what, like, the usual price for drinks is over in America. I think it's rather cheap, from what I've heard. Like, energy drinks and, soda and stuff. I think you guys have pretty good prices for that. But imported shit here is fucking, like, cost you an arm and a leg. Pepsi Max Cherry. Let it load. Let it load, Sans. Oh, fuck, it's getting hot. Yeah, okay. It's $52 for 24 cans. So let's do a little quick translation, USD and ZD. Okay, so let's say, 52. So that's $30 American for 24 cans. Insane. Insane! And like, for example, if you buy it in store, you can mostly get it where the cans are under $1 each, but God, so expensive. And usually with stuff like that, the delivery price is even more for like that kind of thing. Oh, the price of Pepsi Max Cherry, because I can only buy it online, and it's $52, and that's $52 with my bargain price because I'm a part of the special program, and 52 New Zealand dollars is 30 American for 24 cans. That's so bullshit. That's way too expensive. I shouldn't have to pay this much for the delicious cherry flavor in my Pepsi Max. This is baloney. I turn my fan on. I'm getting really hot. I'm getting hot and bothered thinking about the Pepsi Max cherry. Oh, hello, my doggy. You're being a very good boy today. You're just sleeping. You finally learned that you gotta be down here with me and I can't leave you upstairs so you piss and shit all over the floor. And you gotta be down here with me so you don't get lonely and start howling because your brother is dead. Oh. He doesn't even fucking understand what I'm saying. Real soda enjoyers spend no matter what the amount. Is that true? How expensive is soda over there? Would you say it's like really cheap, or does it get quite expensive? Because here, drinks are very, I don't know, it varies. But generally, on a deal, it's very good price. Now I gotta tie my hair up. I'm glad it's not like summer heat anymore. I can at least wear pants, but still. I should have showered before stream. I feel like shit. I feel so gross and fucking grody. I'm gonna have to shower afterwards. Ugh. Drink quite a bit of soda, but it's always the fountain drinks. Oh, really? This might be a hot take, but I hate fountain drinks. I think fountain drinks are disgusting. Soda fountains are like the grossest form of soda to me. I think it tastes horrible in comparison to a can or a bottle. I'm a can supremacist, alright? I think the cans are the best tasting soda. It's the most carbonated, most flavor. I just hate fountain. I don't hate bottles. Bottles are okay, but I hate fountain drinks. And bottles' problem is they don't taste as good. I don't know, because like the pressure, I guess, and they go flat way quicker. We don't got that American sugar slop, but that's just the thing. I don't even drink sugar soda anymore. The only exception to that is energy drinks. And that's because some of my favorite flavors are sugar ones. If they had sugar-free versions, I would definitely get that instead, but unfortunately not. Like, my favorite one at the moment is V Grape, which I don't know, I've fucking nutted in my pants on stream about it before, but God, like that, just that very tart grape flavor, oof, can't get any better than that, I'm sorry, grape flavor. Perfection. Like grape, cherry, black currant. That's just like peak soda flavor. Anyway. This rounded wooded figure isn't the most charming, is it?
I don't think it's a decoration, Mr. Naruhodo. It's an artist's mannequin, I believe. He's been practicing sketching the human form in different poses.
For what? Reading Ace Attorney lines? For my enjoyment. Because I love caffeine. Caffeine and me are married. So, don't talk ill of my wife, if you please. Really? It's not exactly what you'd call a typical figure for that purpose, though, is it?
No, I suppose not. I confess I've never seen one so quite full-figured before.
Well, if you want to draw a full-figured person, it's the right tool for the job. I kind of always wanted one of these little mannequins to help me draw. Because, yeah, it is nice to have, like, a little rough sketch. Like, obviously you can look it up, but it would be cool to have just, like, the little one on a stand that you can turn and make it do little poses. No, I hate coffee, okay? No. I've made a vow against coffee. That's why I drink so many energy drinks. Coffee is the most disgusting thing to me in the world. Except for when it's in, like... I can handle it if it's in a cake. Like, tiramisu. I like tiramisu. But I hate coffee. I hate the smell. I hate the flavor. I hate just looking at it. I don't like hot drinks, is what I'm saying. 50-year-old me will beg to get different. Bruh, don't even say that, man. I'm not even gonna live to 50 with how many drinks I'm downing. With how many energy drinks I'm downing, man, I ain't even making it to 40. Honestly, I just want to be like a 60-year-old drinking like fucking Monster energy drink. That's like my golden standard. I want that for me. I want to have my white Monster, you know, the classic. My name's Kyle, too! Oh my god, the prophecy! It's fulfilling itself! No, I actually hate white Monster. I think that's the worst flavor. Sorry. The prophecy is being destroyed as we speak. I like regular Monster and Monster No Sugar, but... man, white Monster is like... that's like tap water. Tapping out at 60 is the plan, yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, like 60 to 70. I would rather die than reach 80. Like, at that point in my life, if I've gotten to the point where I cannot play video games anymore, I would literally just be like, no. I'm not doing anything. I'm not gonna eat. I'm not gonna drink. If I can't play Minecraft, okay? If I can't play Minecraft fucking version 7 million, then I'm clocking out, dude. I'm punching my final time card. I'm leaving. Because if by any fucking sort of miracle there is an afterlife, I gotta get to playing Mario in the afterlife. You know, I can't be sticking around here doing bullshit. I am sorry. I will get back to this in a second. My glasses are now dirty. Apologize. They were clean before I started, and now they're all fucked up. I can't read properly. I apologize. I hope ranting is entertaining to some degree. But yeah, no, that, I mean, I know I'm hyperbolizing it a little bit, but not really. I do actually kind of believe that. Like, if I can't play games at a certain point, I would just not want to live anymore. And that may seem morbid, but I mean, like, games are my lifeblood. They're my every, like, waking thought. I just love them to bits. I guess I'm obsessed, you could say. But it's been, like, the first thing I did when I was born was play, like, Crash Bandicoot. Like, I was destined to be doing this from the beginning. Like, I can't imagine any other worldly interest that would take me away from this. I just can't. There's no other form of art that's anywhere near as, like, classy as video games. Chicken Jackie. There, I said something stupid to even it out. I really should have taken a shower. My shit's fucked up. Ugh! I miss the days I could just wake up and not have anything wrong with, like, my eyes or my back, or, you know, I wasn't in pain, or I didn't want to go back to sleep. The days I could just wake up and be like, I am up now. Look at this fucking creature. Hello, I'm, Ryunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan.
Oh no! Was it your knife that? Are you the man who...
No. I'm a lawyer.
I'm Susato Mikatoba. Pleased to meet you. Oh no, was it your knife then? Are you the one? Oh, no, I assure you, I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant. We heard that you'd regained consciousness and wanted to come give you our best wishes. Best wishes? For me? Thank you. I'm Olive Green. I'm an artist. Oh, no, that's not right, is it? What I mean is I'm trying to be an artist. Well, what I really mean is I desperately want to be an artist. But the truth is, I don't have any talent. I know I don't. It's no wonder I was stabbed in the back.
I don't think that's related, actually.
Gosh, this young woman seems to bend over backwards to put herself down.
Seeing as we're here, we should ask her about what happened from her perspective, I suppose. Suddenly we struck in the back by a blade as you were walking down alongside the pavement. What a terrible experience you had, Miss Green.
It was so cold that day, and the fog was so thick, I couldn't see a thing. That was 4 days ago now, I think. Is that right? Yes, that's right. I'm afraid you've been comatose all that time. But the case has been solved, hasn't it? Well, I've been here in hospital, I mean.
Indeed it has, my dear madam. Spectacularly by none other than I, Herlock Sholmes.
Mr. Sholmes, as you well know, it was Mr. Naruhodo's hard work in court that solved that case.
Are you yet to hear what happened, Miss Green?
Yes, I'm afraid so. A gentleman from the police force is already supposed to be coming to fill me in shortly. Oh, I see. Me coming around seems to have made everyone frantically busy. I'm so sorry. I should never have regained consciousness. It was selfish of me.
Facts. Bro, that would be me if I went into comatose. Like, oh, sorry, I woke up. Oops. Want me to go back to sleep? I can lie back down. Let's chill.
Oh no, we're all so relieved that you're on the mend, Miss Green. We really are.
I'm gonna go to sleep. Somebody wake me up on June 4th, okay? I'm gonna go into hibernation. Somebody wake me up in June, please. Preferably June 4th. What kind of attitude? Maybe her surname should be Blue, not Green. So, you're an artist, are you, Miss Green?
Oh no, I couldn't possibly claim that. I'm a fledgling artist at best. I mean, I'm a student of art, really, at the Thorndike Academy of Fine Arts. Oh my, an Academy of Fine Arts. Oh, Great Britain is such a wonderful country.
Tell me, Miss Green, do you live hereabouts?
Oh no, actually, I don't deserve it, but I have a little flat on Brixton Road.
I see. How very interesting.
Oh no, is it?
Brixton is some 10 stops away on the underground from here. And Thorndike Academy is a mere 3-minute walk from Brixton town centre. Does that matter, Mr. Sholmes? Perhaps not, but Briar Road is far less salubrious part of the town by comparison, dwelt in by those of inferior means, including the maleficent Mr. Mustache. Inferior means? I suppose Sosuke-san does fit the bill. It struck me as somewhat out of the ordinary for a young fine arts student to be walking in such a district. That's all. What's this? She's suddenly clammed up.
Mr. Sholmes, you should be ashamed of yourself, prying into a young maiden's private affairs.
Oh, dear me, forgive me. I didn't know she was a slut. It was just a guess. Mr. Sholmes, please.
If you don't mind. I'm being discharged shortly, so I need to pack up my things.
Yes, of course. We won't keep you. Thank you so much, Miss Green. Sure, Mr. Narrowfodder here. Mr. Narrowfodder. Narrowfodder now? Well, if you're looking for Naruhodo, the lawyer, that's me, but... Oh, Mr. Narrowfodder, good. Oh, this is for you. It's a message from Mr. Saucy Nutmeg. Oh, Mr. Natsume, a message sent to me. Saucy Nutmeg, huh?
But why would a policeman be delivering a message from Mr. Natsume?
Exactly. What's going on? What's the Scotland Yard constable doing playing delivery boy at this time in the morning? Ugh! What are you two waiting for? Let me see that! Oh. Well, this is unexpected. Is something wrong, Mr. Sholmes? Is something wrong, Mr. Sholmes, he says. Have you not seen this note? No, how could I have? It would seem that London's criminals have no intention of letting the great detective rest. A new case calls, a case of murder no less. We must depart at once.
Murder?
Call a cab. Time is of the essence. But the trouble is, we've yet to read Mr. Natsume's note. I was thinking we ought to pay him a visit in his lodgings once we did. That will be entirely convenient.
Convenient? What do you mean?
It's all here in the note, my dear fellows. The murder we must investigate took place at Mr. Mustache's lodgings. Wait, what?
I'll hail a fast...
That's too many words for cab. A facker, a fiaxer, fuck. A face fuck. That's what we shall call it now. It was only yesterday that Sosuke-san was in court, and we were dispelling doubts about his innocence. And now, the very next day, there's a murder at the man's own address? He may very well be the unluckiest man alive. Or so it seemed to us at the time, but we were soon to discover it was worse than we thought. Worse than murder? Double murder? Oh, it's that guy. It's that random fucking king guy that we saw in the last game. I had a feeling they were gonna show up. So he was one of the residents, huh? What on earth?
Oh my, the gentleman's deceased without question. He's dead.
Locums to Mr. Naruhodo, Esquire. Mr. Natsume. Oh, why? Why is this happening? Why to me? I've only just got out of court yesterday. I was finally home after 2 days of misery. And then I wake up the next day to this. No early bird should catch a worm like this. Woeful worm without wiggle. Well, I see you're in high spirits again this morning, Mr. Mustache. Ah, not the horrible Herlock Sholmes. Shoo! Shove off! Show yourself the door. I never invited you.
Mr. Sholmes came here with us. I'm quite sure he'll be able to help you, Mr. Natsume.
I'm entirely at your disposal, Mr. Mustache. What can I do for you? There, lad. Here they are already, the busybodies. Ah, Inspector Gregson. What a pleasant surprise. Pleasant, is it? Gives me heartburn every time I see your face at a crime scene, Sholmes. Ha! I deduce, Inspector, that your heartburn is a result of your excessive consumption of fried food. Good morning, Inspector. This is a crime scene, don't go touching nothing. Or, good morning to you too, Sunshine. Well, here we are again. Bro, what has Natsume got his hogs out? Put those hogs away, brother. What's going on over here? Oi! I said hands off! You're gonna mess up my crime scene. Oh, no, I just wanted to look, that's all. No chance, I know you're kind. You'll mess it up just by looking at it. Ugh, someone's in a bad mood. There's certainly some bad air in here, isn't there? Tuh! Alright, sounds like I'd better talk to the inspector first and try to curry some favor. So, Inspector, what was the victim's name? Who was he?
Mr. William Shakespeare. He was a lodger here. As you can tell, he was an actor. A bit of a dead loss, as it happens. Just dead.
Mr. Shamspeare.
It was the landlord, Mr. Old Garrett Deb, and the other lodger, Mr. Natchermay, who found him. The fella didn't rise at his usual hour, so Garrett Deb got word and kicked the door down.
But doesn't Mr. Garadeb have a bad leg?
Oh, yeah, you're right there. He was the jittery Japanese hunchback over there who actually did the kicking.
Really? Sosuke-san?
Your victim was pretty hard up, it seems, even done some time inside for petty crimes. He had no money, no place to go, and no friends. His only acquaintances were the people in his house. A miserable life, a miserable end to it.
So, what exactly is Mr. Natsume still doing here? He's not involved in the investigation, so shouldn't you have sent him away from the crime scene?
Well, I'm not changed because the fellow looks odd or anything, or that he acts suspicious. But I thought it would be prudent to take a statement from the cohabitor, yeah.
You nearly said culprit there, didn't you?
Oh dear, Mr. Natsume appears to be under suspicion again.
Well, it certainly seems that way. He does just come across as such an odd fellow, doesn't he?
Poor man, how unfortunate.
Anyway, I can't say there's much until the coroner gets here. Well, I don't think the fellow's been a goner that long. The body's still warm.
Even if the inspector would allow it, I don't think I could bring myself to touch a dead body. What a terrible thing to have happened.
It's only been 3 days since I was arrested for the incident on the pavement outside. And then, having finally regained my freedom, it starts happening all over again. Endless existence of excruciating experiences!
So the victim lived here on the ground floor, and your room's just one story up, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. In a way, we were neighbors, I suppose.
So, did you know the victim? Were you friends? What's the matter with Sosuke-san now? It was an innocent enough question, wasn't it? Why do you seem so shaken up by it?
Well, I suppose he wasn't a complete stranger. But did he ever invite me to this room? Never! On my honor, I swear it.
What an extreme reaction. You're probably wishing you'd never asked now, aren't you, Mr. Naruhodo?
When we found him here, I felt wretched, which is why I sent word asking you to come. Through that inspector over there!
Sholmes, are you okay? What are you doing? Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing?
Ha! You need only observe above, my dear fellow. Investigating, naturally.
There's nothing natural about that pose.
Mr. Sholmes, have you made some miraculous discovery?
Patience, my dear madam, patience. We've not been in this room for more than 5 minutes. So far, all I've managed to deduce is what actually happened.
My goodness, but isn't that everything we need to know, Mr. Sholmes?
Well, now that you propose the idea, I believe one could indeed see it that way. At the present time, I've managed to draw 2 incontrovertible conclusions. The first is that there was a physical struggle here last night in which the victim fought for his life.
Mr. Natsume, what's wrong? Is it something that Mr. Sholmes said? Significant?
No, don't bite me. I forget I was here. And my second conclusion, minus Mr. Mustache's intrusion, is that there was a poison lingering in the air here last night and past the victim's lips. Nonsense! Alright, Mr. Natsume, why are you acting so extremely to Mr. Shum's deductions?
No, please. Pretend I'm not here. Invisible, ineffable, inscrutable, insignificant.
Impossible to ignore.
You must tell us everything, Mr. Sholmes. Spare no detail.
Oh, but of course! Let the theatrical tragedy before us be unraveled by my great deductions, presented for your pleasure in 2 acts. We've heard some truly astounding great deductions from Mr. Sholmes in the past. No doubt this will be no exception. What miracles will unfold before our eyes this time? So, my dear fellows, for your delight and wonder, let the curtain rise. For Sherlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning spectacular. Act 1. The game is afoot. Cause of death? Alright, finally, here we are again. Careful observation of the victim reveals to us the events that transpired in this disconsolate room last night. Foam at the mouth of the deceased clearly indicates that there was a use of poison. Next to the victim, we notice a large dining plate which contains, you will observe, 1/2 of a sizable bar of soap. Meaningful? Indubitably. Well, it seems like he took a bite of soap, and that's where the foam came from. Why is this soap so set purposefully on the dish? Like the victim's last supper, in fact. Yes. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course, the fork reveals the answer. It appears that this young man's appetite was his undoing. Taking up arms in the form of his cutlery, the victim engaged in a deadly battle for his life. Yet the struggle against his hunger was in vain, for in the end he could not resist devouring the slippery feast. But London's foul soap is besmirched by foul poison. What the fuck is bro talking about? Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the contents of the plate. I'm guessing if there was poison, it's in the cup. But, you know. The soap and the lather about the young man's mouth are too perfectly matched to ignore. The cause of death was clearly intoxication due to excessive ingestion of foul soap. Though, personally, I have greater interest in the taste of foul candle wax, of course. Oh wait, we don't. Oh right, we gotta listen to the whole thing before we fix it. The cause of death identified, we proceed to Act 2, where we ponder the next question. Was this suicide or murder? I love the fucking animation, dude. You see him fucking reacted to that? Twitching. The audience will recall that death occurred during the victim's last supper. Did the man dine and die alone? This single teacup suggests the answer. To draw a conclusion on such meager evidence would be foolish. However, certainly, the careful criminal could have absconded with his own cup to cover his tracks. Well, allow me to lift the veil of doubt, my dear fellow. Indeed, what reveals the answer, of course, is the broken lock. Though forced open now, at the time of the incident, this door was locked. And the sole key was in the victim's pocket. In other words, when the victim consumed the poison, he must have been alone. Alone with his inferior soap, from whence wafted his inferior scent. And with that acrid aroma lingering in the air, the victim met his end, in tragic solitude. We can take comfort only in the fact that his soul was cleansed on its way to the hereafter. Thus concludes the final act of Sherlock Sholmes' great deduction. Oh boy, well, let's fix it up, shall we? There's just one thing. Yeah, Mr. Sholmes, there is just one thing. You are disposed to identifying just one thing, aren't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Pray, what concerns you?
Well, no matter how hungry he was, do you really think the man would have just eaten soap?
It is quite apparent that this man had barely a penny to his name. It is a curious thing, but to one so destitute, soap can only appear quite irresistibly appetizing.
How extraordinary.
In truth, I have tried a little soap myself in the past. You've eaten it, you mean? My dear fellow, it was some time ago now. My postulation was that it would cleanse my gut.
And did it?
As I writhed in agony on the floor and spilt the contents of my stomach, yes, I believe it did. The experience taught me a valuable lesson. Soap is quite poisonous. It has an unpleasant taste that leads to great discomfort. In summary, I cannot recommend.
Believe me, I wouldn't eat it even if you did.
There's something that troubles me as well, actually.
What's that?
It's Mr. Natsume. I couldn't help noticing him shudder and quivering in the corner of my eye. Almost as if Mr. Shome's deductions touched a nerve somehow.
Nonsense.
Well, that clenched teeth episode didn't last.
I think... Judging by Mr. Natsume's reaction, the great detective's deduction may need some gentle corrections in order to reach the actual truth.
Yeah, Mr. Shome's observations and deductions are sometimes a little too sharp. He has a tendency to hit the nail on the side of the head and drive it at an obtuse angle. But when he does that, it falls to us to straighten things out. Alright then, let's see what we can do.
Yes, we must pick out the keywords in Mr. Shome's quite brilliant deductions and discreetly exchange them for something that makes a little more sense. If we can do that, I'm sure we'll arrive at what Mr. Shomes meant to say in the first place.
In that case, are you ready for the second performance of the day? Once again, my dear fellows, for your continued delight and wonder, let the curtain rise. For Herlock Sholmes's Logic and Reasoning Spectacular, Act 1.
Let's go.
Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes.
I think I actually clicked almost on exact time with him. That was a complete accident.
And that guy.
Foam at the mouth clearly indicates the use of poison. Next to the victim, we notice a large dining plate which contains, as you will observe, 1/2 of a sizable bar of soap. Meaningful? Indubitably. Why is the soap set so purposefully on the dish, like it's the victim's last supper? In fact, yes. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course, the fork reveals the answer.
Well, you can't deny that a fork implies the man was eating something, or about to eat something.
Yes, that's true. If I were to eat some soap, I should prefer to use a fork than attempt to eat it with chopsticks.
And of course, only half the bar of soap is left on the plate.
But might there not be some other explanation? Something material that proves whether or not the man really ate soap.
Oh yeah, there's the other half right down there. Well, before we quite clearly point out that little bit of soap, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. First bathroom break of the stream. But I am gonna walk my dog a little bit too. Well, not really walk him, just take him outside so he can go to the bathroom. He's not cooped in here all day, so we'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. I know that's quite a long time, so if you're on the VOD, please skip forward. Of course, we'll have our handy-dandy BRB, so just skip to where it's not. And for everybody live, well, enjoy the music. I'll be right back. I am back, you guys. Sorry that I don't actually know how long that took, but it was a lot longer than I was anticipating to be. I don't have to give you the details, but let's just say there were 2 trips to the bathroom made. My doggy had to walk outside. He did his business. So we're back, and hopefully we won't have to have another break for the whole stream. We will see, of course, no promises. I may have partaken in quite the lot of spice last night. Perhaps some ghost pepper sauce and lots of jalapenos and chili seasoning, so you can make up the rest. But yes, we're back. Let's play some more Ace Attorney. Oh boy! I was just watching some Mario Kart gameplay again on my phone. Some new Mario Kart gameplay I haven't seen. God, it looks so good. It looks so fun. Can't wait. Alright. Let's do it. Alright, well. Take that! Other piece of soap. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course, the other piece of soap reveals the answer. It being the other half of the soap on the table, in short, the victim was not eating soap at all. But it's obvious, really, for no dips of hunger could drive any man to attempt to eat soap. Even I, with an unquenchable thirst for practical knowledge, took only a single bite. That begs the question of how the man was poisoned, because there was no sign of any food on the table. An excellent observation, Mr. Naruhodo, and one that furnishes us with the answer we seek. For London's foul soap is besmirched by foul poison. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that was tainted by the contents of the plate. Mr. Shums is still pushing the soap argument, then.
Perhaps he's suggesting the man licked the soap rather than ate it.
If soap in London is that poisonous, I don't think I want to be washing my hands with it. There are no signs of any food in this room at all. Well, soap back then probably wasn't 99.9%, you know, bacterial eradication, you know, like we are now. They're probably like, yeah, you know, it kills 50%, roughly.
Of course, food isn't the only thing that passes people's lips, is it? Breasts and penises and booty cheeks and all sorts of things.
Yes, a Western vessel for the serving of infusions of dried tea leaves.
It's a teacup, Mr. Naruhodo, as you well know. Stop putting on airs. And it's empty.
So we've already established that the victim wasn't eating soap when he died. However, there's a significant evidence to suggest that he was drinking tea.
My thoughts exactly.
Take that!
Teacup! Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison. By that tainted teacup. Indeed, cups have always been the vessel of choice for practicing poisoners over the centuries. And it would appear that this victim drank every last drop. There's no sign of food anywhere in this room. Which leads us to the immutable conclusion. The cause of death was clearly intoxication due to the ingestion of poison contained in his teacup. Poison in the tea. The cause of death identified, we proceed to Act 2, where we ponder the next question. Was this suicide or murder? The audience will recall that death occurred during the victim's last supper. Did the man dine and die alone? This single teacup suggests the answer.
The Western vessel for infused hot drinks again. It's already featured heavily in our deductions so far.
Yes, we can imagine that shortly before his death, Mr. Shamspear was having a drink of tea. There would be nothing remarkable about that. But what troubles me is...
Mr. Natsume's reaction when he heard Mr. Shom suggest it. There's more to this deduction that... there's more to this deduction than it seems.
We must closely examine the scene of the crime again for more clues.
What is that? Is that just part of the hat?
Teacup.
Other teacup. It's another Western vessel for...
It's a teacup! And it's too empty.
Given that he's actually holding onto this one in his hand, you assume that this is the cup from which Mr. Shamspear was actually drinking. But if that's the case, this changes everything. Everything we've deduced up to now is on its head. I got a bad feeling about this. I almost don't want to say it.
Yes, I know exactly how you feel.
Take that!
Did the man dine and die alone? This other teacup suggests the answer. Yes, there were 2 teacups in the room all along. In other words, it's a strong indication at the victim's last supper. There was a guest present. At least we can now say with certainty that somebody else was here in this room last night, drinking tea with the victim.
What are you talking about? Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly, unreasonable.
To draw a conclusion on such meager evidence would be foolish. However, certainly. In which case, what more can we deduce about this possible guest at the table? Well, allow me to lift the veil of doubt, my dear fellow. Do you mean to say you know exactly who was in the room at the time of the victim's death? Indeed. What reveals the answer, of course, is the broken lock. I'm not sure I like where this deduction is going now.
I'm afraid it's too late to go back on the halcyon days of eating too much soap.
The identity of the guest who was here last night when the victim passed away is something I have a very bad feeling about.
Well, you can try and ignore your feelings, but we cannot ignore the truth, Mr. Naruhodo.
No, I suppose not. It's time to look around again. Pile of lay books. Candle. At first glance, it seems that the only things in this room are the makeshift stage and the costumes. I overlooked these 3 books initially.
I wonder what they are. Let's see, the titles read... The Picture of Monsieur Le Cue, The Canterbury Yearnings, and... A Meal for Gabarreau.
Wait, I'm sure I've heard those titles before.
Well, it could just be an incredible coincidence, but... They're the exact same 3 books that Mr. Natsume purchased the other day.
What? Yeah, on the day of the unfortunate incident when Miss Green was stabbed. Sosuke-san had just been to a bookshop and bought them. That's right!
And now those 3 titles are here in this room of the victim.
Yet Mr. Natsume claims to never have been here before. What does this mean, do you think?
I really don't know what to make of it.
Pile of familiar books.
Take that!
Indeed. What reveals the answer, of course, is the pile of familiar books. Quite so. It's no mere coincidence that these 3 titles are here in this room. It's the link to the truth. Mr. Natsume, you purchased these 3 books 4 days ago at a second-hand bookshop.
That's just a coincidence.
In that case, you will be able to bring the same 3 titles from your own room, will you not? This very moment?
No, never. Non-negotiable.
Well, if you can't bring your own copies here, it proves that those 3 books are in fact yours. Having purchased the books 4 days ago and returned to your lodgings, you were arrested the very next day. So you could conceivably have brought the books here on that evening, but you never mentioned that.
In other words, you could only have brought these 3 books here to the victim's room. Last night, having returned to your lodgings after the trial concluded at the Old Bailey. In short, there's only one possible conclusion. The victim died here in this room last night as a result of poisoning.
And that same night, the victim had a visitor.
And that visitor? Was you, Mr. Sosuke Natsume. Thus concludes the final act of Herlock Sholmes' great deduction.
Oh boy.
Deduction complete. Elementary. Not again. No, not again. Not again. Not again! Oh, then, Mr. Natsume. It would appear you're gonna have to accompany me down to the yard. Okay. But wait! Hold your horses! Yes? Door, key, locked, entry, exit, entirely impossible!
He's so flustered, he's even being stranger than normal.
What, you think that's an alibi? You could have just made a copy. Oh. Live in the same building after all. You had plenty of opportunity, I'm sure. But misery me! Sorry, sir, you'll get your chance to give your share of the story later. The facts speak for themselves, Mr. Mustache. You terrible Herlock Sholmes!
He really has found himself an arch rival now, hasn't he?
Come now, no dilly-dallying. Outside, there's a carriage waiting. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I never imagined I'd be in this position again, but you have to help me, please, please. I'm innocent.
All right, I understand. We'll come to your cell later and talk about it.
And one more thing.
Yes?
My poor little kitty cat. Please give him breakfast for me.
Oh wait, is this gonna be also the story about how we get his cat? I like the joke that I made. I literally, if you haven't seen the first series on Great Ace Attorney Adventures, when we were doing his case, I was like, okay, I won't give you the bill for the defense, but we'll take your cat as payment. And then, you know, in the next case, you had his cat. It's like, oh fuck, it literally came true. That was awesome. I love when stuff like that happens. And so, his evil curse still apparently unbroken, Sosuke-san found himself once again the prime suspect in case of murder. Thanks to the incriminating deduction of the great detective. And you helped.
His first deduction was of the soap. My dear fellow, that honor belongs to you.
It's true. It's literally true. We are the ones who deduced that. Bro did not even mention the books until we pointed it out. Well, at least that means Inspector Gregson's no longer here. We can examine the crime scene in more detail now.
Yes, that's right. And of course.
Huh?
Have you forgotten what the inspector mentioned before? It was the landlord, Mr. Garadeb, who discovered Mr. Shamspear.
Oh, Mr. John Garadeb, yeah.
figured we should find him in his sitting room on the top floor as usual.
Right. We must remember to go talk to him later, then. What the hell is this thing? Here we have another disproportionately large machine that looks like a meter of some kind.
Ah, this is a gas meter, I think. It seems that in this district, residents pay for gas as they use it with coins.
I see. Yeah, now that you pointed it out, I can see that there's a slot here that just looks like it would take a coin. So you mean, you put a coin in here?
That's right. That would pay you for about 2 hours of gas for lighting and heating.
So if you were a poor person with no money, you'd have to sleep in the freezing cold?
Yeah, or if you were a scatterbrain with no change because you forgot to exchange your money at the bank.
Thank goodness there's no meter at our office. Look at these extravagant bright costumes. Somehow they look out of place in this room with its grim, shady goings-on.
This one looks like a king's attire.
A king? I've always dreamt of being a king. Okay, Naruhodo, whatever you say, pal.
Oh, I think you'd be more suited to a feudal lord, a daimyo or such like.
With a Sean Mage top knot? Every Japanese man wishes he had a Sean Mage.
Oh, you'd look wonderful with one, and you already have the sword.
Can you imagine what would happen if I walked around the streets of London with a Sean Mage and a sword? Funny. And a stage.
This is some sort of makeshift stage, I think, isn't it?
Where's the audience sit, though, for the nightly Shakespeare performances?
Actors aspiring to the great stage must practice their art, Mr. Naruhodo, with or without an audience. In fact, on a related note, perhaps you should set up a mock bench for the defense in your office.
What?
Then you could practice your art every single day.
I'll think about it. If you promise to don a beard and play the role of judge.
Well, if that would help you achieve your goal.
Oh, this I have to see. This is a gas wall light, isn't it? It must be connected to the gas pipes in the wall.
Gas lights, a gas stove. London really is a city of gas. Do you think if we, farted into the pipes, it would, function? Then we would have to pay a coin?
Now that I think about it, Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb had an open fire on the top floor, didn't they?
Oh, yes, you're right. I don't recall seeing a gas stove up there.
Well, I much prefer a real fire anyway. It's so much cozier. Look at his fucking undergarments, bro. For someone so poor, he definitely dresses extravagantly.
As we've seen from the outside, the window's completely bricked up.
No, so am I.
A vestige of the former window tax that Britain's had to pay.
What? Britons? Is that just another word for British people? Britons. Okay. Brightons? I don't know. I'll say Brighton. Brighton sounds right.
That Brighton's had to pay.
Strange things they used to tax in Great Britain. I mean, making people pay for the number of windows they had on a property? That's extraordinary.
It's heartbreaking to think of the poor people having to pluck up their windows just to avoid an unaffordable tax. Oh!
What is it, Miss Susato?
If you look closely, a number of bricks are loose.
Oh yeah. Looks as though an amateur had broken out a few of them just here. Was it Mr. Shamspeare who did it, I wonder? I think the lodger renting this room.
Oh, and look at this, Mr. Naruhodo. On the outside, there's a little ledge.
And little bars of soap for some reason?
And there's something on it.
Outside?
Oh, it's so cold outside. You can feel it through this gap.
Yeah, well, it did snow all last night, and it would be cold. But more importantly, what's on the ledge out there? What are those snow-covered lumps?
It's more bars of soap.
Soap? What are bars of soap doing lined up on the edge of the outside of a window?
I have no idea. But the pair of them look rather charming like that.
Still, it's very strange, isn't it? Bars of soap lined up outside a window? I think perhaps we should take one. Two, after all.
Oh dear, I suppose we could. Oh, what's this? Hey, look here at the soap.
Huh?
You see in the middle there? There's a patch of a different color. It's sort of transparent, but...
Some sort of fancy design, I suppose? Oh, only in Great Britain.
Looks like the Maru flag of Japan, doesn't it? How wonderful. It's probably a very expensive brand.
Expensive? What's it doing in this ramshackle old room? Are they like little soap dealers or something? Is this like a euphemism for cocaine or something? Is there coke in these soaps? Who's putting coke in the soap? Eh? That looks like it's, yeah, something's imprinted.
This part's a different color. It's an exquisite design, isn't it?
Trust the British to turn a boring bar of soap into something special.
I quite like it. It reminds me of the Hinamaru's sign of the Japanese flag. I expect this is a rather expensive soap.
That doesn't seem likely given who it belongs to. So it was sitting on something. And it kind of like burned in or something, or something was embedded inside. Well, it looks like we just about have everything done.
Oh, the poor man, so young to die. You suppose it was a very painful death, being poisoned as he was?
I don't know. All we can do now is hope that it'll be reborn to a better life.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I wonder... Do you think that putting our hands together in a Japanese prayer will help a British soul?
Sorry?
Made sure I had a reference at the ready just for the occasion at this, actually. This book is entitled The Beginner's Guide to Praying for the Departed, the British Way. I'll just reread it now. One moment.
There's quite the spine on that book, isn't there?
It says you should take off your hat and pour a cold one down the drain. Well, Naruhodo, you're sometimes cold. Shall I pour you down the drain?
I don't think that's necessary. We don't have to, mourn this guy. We didn't know him after all.
There's not much on these shelves, is there? Just wine glass and a bottle. Both of them are cracked.
Yeah, not much use, are they? What's the matter?
Oh, I was just reminded of the Reaper, that's all.
Prosecutor Lord Van Zeeks?
Yes, he's so reckless with his wine glasses. I was thinking it's a waste and that he should donate some to the needy.
You can suggest it the next time we meet. Cute. Well, I guess we're off then. We got 3 spots to go. The 21st of Feb, eh? So close to my B-Day. Here we are again, the eccentric landlord's eccentric top-floor abode.
We're here because Mr. Garadeb's the one who discovered the incident this morning. Don't forget.
Ah, you chaps, eh?
Yes, good morning, sir.
Thank you for your cooperation in court yesterday.
That was quite a trial. As much for Mr. Garadeb as anyone, really.
Came straight back here after all that business at the Bailey yesterday. Didn't expect to wake up to more bally nonsense this morning.
I wonder, if you wouldn't mind telling us exactly what happened, Mr. Garadeb?
Yes, I suppose you'd like to know all about that. Dead loss of an actor chap in the ground floor room.
Those were exactly Inspector Gregson's words, weren't they? Man, if I could remember what those two were arguing about when we found them on the day. They really set this up in advance, didn't they? These two games are really meant to be two parts of a whole. Honestly, I'm surprised for the re-release they didn't just, like, combine them. I feel like there's nothing really too unique about either of the games, like, from each other. They probably could have just, like, completely combined them. Maybe that would have been too much work. I don't know. I don't know. I could just go right into it. It must have been a real shock for you this morning. I hear that you discovered what had happened.
Ah, well, that hopeless actor chap rises at 5 o'clock sharp every morning without fail. But at 5:30 this morning, he still hadn't lit the gas. So I went down and knocked on his door, but no belly answer.
That's when you broke into his room by kicking down the door?
Well, I called on that rum-looking Japanese chap to do the grunt work, of course.
Wasn't it a little premature to kick the door down? The man could have just overslept by half an hour.
That's very true, Mr. Naruhodo. If 30 minutes oversleeping warranted such behavior, I'd have to kick your door down every morning.
Well, you know, better be safe than sorry and all that.
Just me, or is he avoiding our gaze now all of a sudden?
Except that it was a sorry situation indeed that you found yourself on the far side of the door.
The victim's name is Mr. Shamspear, I believe. Is that right?
Yes, William Shamspear. It took the ground floor room 3 months ago now. Yes.
And how would you describe him?
A little Japanese, stout, kind of a weird-looking, in a word, destitute.
Destitute?
Prostitute. Well, let's face it, the only redeeming feature of that room is the cheap rent. Anyone wanting to live in a place like that is either broke or has a belly screw loose.
So hard to choose which category Sosuke-san would fall into.
Mr. Naruhodo, that's a little rude.
Wasn't that in my mind? Come on, man. Come on, man. Stop reading my goddamn fucking eyes.
He was doing research as well.
Research? Into what?
Shakespeare, of course. Shakespeare. Read a few plays of the old bard myself, you know. Romeo and Hamlet and all that.
Yes, William Shakespeare is England's most highly regarded classical playwright and author. He's known as Sao in Japanese, as you know, and many of his works have already been translated.
It seems incredible that Shakespeare was shortened to Sao, though. I mean, someone was too heavy-handed there. It's the second time they've tapped on that. There are actually a lot of costumes in the victim's room, actually, weren't there?
Of course, Mr. Natsume is a scholar of English literature as well. I imagine he and Shamspeare would have had much in common.
Shakespeare interpretation disagreement leads to shocking murder. Let's hope it's not that.
Mr. Naruhodo, really, how rude.
How do you keep reading my mind, Susato?
I can read you like a book.
After Mr. Natsume's trial yesterday, you came straight back here, I believe, didn't you? Did you notice anything strange between then and this morning?
Well, now, it must have been about 6 in the evening by the time I got home. Snow was coming down rather heavily, as I remember. It was completely dark already. That failed actor chap was out at the time.
Mr. Garrett noticed there was no light from his room or something, I suppose.
Couldn't summon the energy for anything much, so I just sat in front of the fire up here. It was after 8 before Shamsberg got back, and the chap was up till past 1 in the morning, I'll have you know. Suppose he met his end sometime after that. I was asleep by then, so I'm rather in the dark there.
Well, thank you. That was very illuminating. Is everything all right, Mr. Sato?
Well, I was just thinking, it's a little strange. Mr. Garrideb, you were up here in your room all evening, if I've understood correctly?
Not a big fan of stairs, not with this blasted leg.
Then, how is it that you seem to know the precise movements of your tenant on the ground floor, I mean?
That's a very good point. I can't imagine that you could hear noises from the ground floor all the way up here. Does old man like to spy on his tenants? Is that it?
I'd say, I know what you're thinking. It is barely outrage. I'm ex-military, don't you know? I don't go around spying on my tenants. Why would I?
Then how'd you know, Mr. Garrideb? How did you know?
It's the gas woman. The gas tells me everything.
Oh, the gas. What on earth do you mean, sir? How can the gas tell you anything, let alone everything?
Well, as you're probably aware, the gas is supplied by the building to the building by pipes.
Yeah, I more or less worked that out.
Every room in the building is connected by a single pipe to the main gas outside. And the gas company supplies gas to properties via the main.
Yeah, I understand that too.
Let me see if I can explain it. Let's say I was to light the gas lamps up here. What do you suppose would happen?
Well, obviously the room would get brighter.
Exactly, but at the same time, the lights in all the other rooms of the house would dim for a moment.
They dim? Why?
Perhaps it's because when you light a gas lamp, it briefly uses more gas than usual? And that reduces the amount of gas in the pipe for the other lamps that are connected to it? That might explain why the other lamps dim momentarily.
Yes, of course, because everything's connected to a single supply pipe.
Is that supposed to happen, though? Sounds rather undesirable.
Jolly good point. The fact is, the gas company's pipes in these parts are pretty hopeless, long worn out, and barely got any gas in them to start with. Opposite's also true, of course. Extinguish the lamps up here, and they blow brighter in the rest of the house.
Ah, right, I see. So by watching the flickering of the lamps in one room, you can determine what's happening elsewhere.
You've got it.
Of course, but because when people come back home in the evening before they go to sleep at night, what they are guaranteed to do is either light or put out their lamps and fires.
Clever.
In point of fact, the room on the ground floor and the one above it use slightly different amounts of gas. By watching the lights in here closely, I can work out almost exactly what's going on in the whole house.
Gosh, that's fascinating, Mr. Garrideb. Absolutely fascinating.
Oh, well, nothing to it, really.
I can't really see that it's either going to help us or with the case either. What I'd like to know is why Mr. Garrideb is so interested in what his tenants are up to in the first place. I feel like there's more to it than idle curiosity. Ah! I mean, he thinks they're sussy? Perhaps? Bro's sus of it? Hold on. Just gonna quickly check something. I'm just curious. I doubt it's coming today, but I just want to take a look. Take a peek. Just in transit, eh? No other info? Alright. Fair enough. It'll be tomorrow then. Oh. Sum of 2 shillings. Oh, right. Your books, Natsume's lodgings. Right. Weird bar soap. Maybe I can present him the soap. Maybe he knows something about that. No. Alright. To the prison, I suppose. Unless we were supposed to investigate. I think we were supposed to examine his room. Or go back to Briar's Road. All that shit's still broken. I don't know, it doesn't look like there's anything that would really help us. But I guess we can examine at least. There's a single apron drying on that enormous cannon-shaped clothes horse. Look.
No, Mr. Naruhodo, that's a real cannon.
Yeah, I knew that. I was just testing you.
Piece of history, that is. Seen plenty of action on the battlefield, I can tell you. Now the old girl and I are just enjoying the peace and quiet of retirement together. And of course, she'd come in handy if the enemy decided to launch an attack again.
Is there a war going on that I don't know about?
That's your military uniform, isn't it, Mr. Garadeb?
Well, ceremonial garb, yes. Been hanging on the wall ever since my retirement bash. Not in active service now, you know. Doesn't mean much to me anymore. You could have the old thing if you wanted it.
Well, it might suit Lord Van Zeeks, perhaps. An overly ostentatious outfit like that would be just what he needs.
Very tactful, Miss Susato. Very tactful indeed. Ah, yes, those enormous mortar shells. It's quite something seeing them up close, isn't it?
Didn't you say something about firing them into the barracks, Mr. Garadeb?
Ah, you remember, do you? Just a little mishap that occurred during training one day. What are you doing firing on your own men? The captain bellowed at me.
I'm not surprised. A little mishap doesn't really do it justice, does it?
Well, one has these little incidents when one's a hot-headed young private.
Perhaps I should put some evidence that resulted from one of my little mishaps on display.
Oh, does the great lawyer, like the great detective, want to exhibit some trophies of his finest moments?
I hate when they can read your mind. I really hate it. It goes against the whole thing. It's so inconsistent. Pick one. Either you can read my thoughts or you can't. You look very dashing in your uniform there, Mr. Garadeb.
Ah, that old portrait, eh? Drawn by an art student who used to rent the room downstairs.
Oh, you look so wonderfully young and courageous and strong.
Yes, well, the chap presented it to me one day and asked if I'd let him off the month's rent in return.
Oh, I see. So, you did, presumably?
I very well did not.
Oh.
A portrait is a portrait, but rent is rent, eh?
It's still proudly on the wall. Well, we know what that screen's hiding now. The aftermath of the fiery altercation the other day.
Don't suppose I'll be able to clear that mess up for us some time now.
Oh dear, this must be a very difficult situation for you.
I'll say. People talk about twists of fate and whatnot. But this is a twist and a half, a rotten show all round.
It's clearly struggling with everything that's happened. It's an impressive collection of cakes on that fancy silver cake stand there.
A feel sure that it was full of cakes when we first investigated in here as well.
Yes, quite right. I haven't touched it since. Haven't done much at all, really, since it happened. Time's rather stood still for me, you know.
Oh.
Time has stood still. That's an interesting phrase. I might be able to use that excuse when I'm next supposed to tidy up the office.
You could just tidy up, Mr. Naruhodo.
I don't like it! Stop reacting to my thoughts! These shelves look like they've been completely torn apart by a wild beast.
Reminds me of the Battle of my wand, don't you know?
The experiences of a seasoned veteran.
And we had us surrounded on all sides. We really thought we were done for, the whole ballet company. We were taking a real pounding from their cannons, so all we could do was run for our lives.
Oh, I thought that story was going in a different direction, actually.
Well, the whole experience taught me one thing, I can tell you. When you're done for, you're really done for.
That's not what a lawyer who often finds himself under fire wants to hear. Okay, well, we've looked everywhere. Oh, wait, we haven't examined these.
Oh, a copy of Rant's magazine. The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes is being read all over London. Isn't it wonderful?
Naturally, one asks oneself if such a singular detective could really exist. But having met the chap, it's undeniable. He's most certainly singular. Singularly dangerous.
That's genuine public opinion for you, Mr. Sato. Perhaps it should be reflected in the stories?
Make no mistake, Mr. Naruhodo, I intend to snuff out the sort of public opinion we just heard. Personally.
Oh, I'm starting to see where Mr. Sholmes' untainted reputation comes from now. People are being silenced by Susato takedowns.
Alright. Epic.
Check Briar Road again. Why somebody built this snowman on some sort of pedestal, do you think?
That's not a pedestal, Mr. Naruhodo. It's a part of the snowman's body.
Really? But it already has a perfectly good body.
Well, it's true that the British snowmen are usually made up of 2 balls of snow. Perhaps this is a foreigner.
And now we're looking at him as if he's strange. Poor man, I know how he feels.
If anything, it's Japanese and British 2-ball snowmen that are the strange ones, isn't it? After all, real people do have 3 sections. Head, torso, and legs.
Do you ever think that perhaps you think about things too much? Yeah, no, triple ball snowman is where it's at. Oh, hold on, guys. Hold on, guys.
I'm back. Doggy has been
taken away. One of my siblings got home, so you don't have to be cooped up down here now. No, he's been very good today. He was sleeping for most of the time. Alright. Hop back to it. Wow, only been going 2 hours. You know, that might just be surprising because I took that big break. Alright. Well, there's not really much I can see here. I guess we could, we need to spend a little more time investigating here. Okay. Shakespeare's room's the one we're missing. Alright.
But what could we be missing?
Investigated that.
Oh.
What's this?
Looks like a part of an envelope, I think.
Yes, I think you may be right. Perhaps it was torn off when the letter was opened? Is that significant? Well, it's a little out of place, perhaps, when you look around the room. There's no sign of a letter or the rest of the envelope, in fact, is there?
She's right.
And yet, here we have this torn off end of an envelope. It strikes me as unusual.
I agree. We'd better take this just in case.
Is that it, then?
Whoever opened this envelope didn't bother with a letter opener or scissors, did they?
Yes, whoever opened it was clearly someone with an unrefined temperament. And judging by the angle of the rip here, the person in question must have been right-handed.
Miss Usato! I think perhaps someone's been reading too much of the adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
You can never read too much of it, Mr. Naruhodo. Never!
No, I can't really glean anything from this. Nothing else. Alright. I guess that was our clue? All we were missing? Still nothing there. Still nothing here.
Still think we need to do more investigating here, do you? But where should we look? Oh, the cup! Of course! Ah, one of the teacups that Mr. Shamsphere and his guests were drank from last night. But don't go drinking from there, Mr. Naruhodo. There's bitter poison inside.
I'm not planning on drinking any, don't worry. Anyway, both the cups are empty.
That's true. So, one was Shamspere's, and the other must be the cup that Mr. Natsume was drinking from.
But Sosuke wasn't poisoned, of course.
Perhaps we should take these so we can examine them in more detail later.
There we go.
There's nothing really interesting about these, is there? It's the teacup from which Mr. Natsume was drinking.
Yeah, unlike the other one, the inside of the cup's completely clean. Oh, there is a rim! Look, there's a rim there. Okay. Wait, what's happening?
Sorry, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, if you just sip it little by little, it goes cold.
Clearly, I shall have to instruct you in the proper way to take tea.
True. This must be the cup that Shamsphere was drinking from, then. It's stained on the inside.
Tea does that, I'm afraid. Even green tea.
Oh, really? I've never noticed before.
You've never noticed?
Well, I never leave it in the cup long enough for it to leave a mark. I like to gulp it down. Drink tea while it's hot. That's the Japanese way, isn't it?
Oh dear. So many people seem to have the wrong idea about our culture, and most of them are Japanese. You know what my idea of tea is? Don't drink it at all. I'm guessing this is Mr. Garradad?
Looks like you're having a good snoop around, eh?
Oh, never mind. Inspector Gregson, back so soon?
Well, after I threw that old Japanese fella in the clink, I went to report this to the investigation division. In 5 minutes' time, this place will be cordoned off by the yard.
Oh, I see. Well, we better be leaving then.
Poor Mr. Natsume must be feeling very low being back in a cell so soon.
I'm sure we should probably go and,
What's wrong, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh. He's awake. Huh? He was pretending?
Out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player. That struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then there is no more. Now, how soundeth the next part?
It's a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Indeed, oh happy day!
Whoa. Walking Dead! The way he collapsed was so funny.
The fellow isn't dead at all!
What was that nonsense he was saying, though? And, sorry, did nobody check his pulse?
I think... Yes, it was from William Shakespeare's Macbeth. A soliloquy from Act 5, Scene 5.
Shakespeare. So it was. The victim, Mr. William Shakespeare, came back to life. If the man had indeed been poisoned, it transpired that it hadn't killed him. He was taken by emergency carriage to a nearby hospital for treatment. And Inspector Gregson evicted us from the scene of the crime. Whatever that now was. Attempted murder? I guess? Oh, look who it is. Definitely not the murderer, of course. The one guy we saw arguing with him in the other game.
Whatever do you think will happen now?
Good question. What a strange situation for Mr. Natsume. Arrested for murder, but then the victim comes back to life.
I think perhaps the victim was never dead in the first place. It seems very likely that Shakespeare did consume poison as we deduced, but it was an accident, attempted suicide, or attempted murder? Until the truth can be established, I imagine the police will keep Mr. Natsume in custody.
I suppose so. Well, let's hope it doesn't come to anything more than a night in the cells. What's this? What's that man doing over there? Looks like he's trying to see into Sosuke-san's lodgings.
Something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo?
Excuse me, could we have a word? He just ran off.
I feel sure that I've seen that man somewhere before. Where was it?
Me too, but I don't remember. Well, we've done so much investigating in here as we can, I think. Perhaps we ought to go to the prison to speak with Mr. Natsume again.
A good idea.
Well, there's the soap. Wonder if you could see the soap before.
Look, Mr. Naruhodo. Mr. Natsume, have the police finished questioning you now?
Welcome, student. Mr. Naruhodo, Esquire.
Oh, yes?
What is he? Tell me. Is he a ghost? Is he here to haunt me?
Let me guess, you're talking about Mr. Sholmes?
He actually calls himself a great detective, Mr. Natsume, not a ghost.
But his diabolical deductions, they're not of this world. They've left me. Cursed! I'm cursed, I tell you!
Well, that sort of hurts.
Credit where credit is due, Mr. Naruhodo. You were heavily involved in that deduction, too.
Yes, moving on. We have wonderful news.
Oh?
The victim that we all thought was dead has come back to life again.
Now, in the absolutely worst case, you could only be tried for attempted murder. That's great, isn't it, Mr. Natsume?
It's terrible! I'm stuck in this cell, suffering for some silly wrong end of the stick. You did it, didn't you? Confess you're a killer. Why the mustache? Constant questions!
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, that selfish shyster. Make up your mind. Are you dead or alive? If you were going to come back to life, why bother dying? Wickedly wishy-washy William.
It seems likely that Mr. Shamspear was never actually dead in the first place.
Ah, yes, that might make sense. And I'm pleased that he's alive, of course. Our lively debate last night was so much fun. I'd be sad to think it was our last.
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
Mr. Natsume, does this mean that you did see the victim last night? You met with Mr. Shamspear, didn't you?
I'm not saying another word. I demand to have a lawyer present. Present.
Present? Who do you think I am? Please, Mr. Natsume, we need to hear your side of the story.
Why am I cursed like this?
What happened? Can you tell us exactly what happened last night, then, Mr. Natsume?
There's nothing to tell. But, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, I'm eternally grateful to you for helping me with that accused case yesterday.
In case that some poor Miss Green hospitalized after she ended up with a knife in her back.
It's hard to believe that was only yesterday.
After the trial was over, I trudged my weary way back to my lowly lodgings. And that evening, at past 9, it must have been, I visited Mr. Shamspear.
So, did you go to the victim's room, then?
As we feared.
I didn't do anything wrong! I'd never been to his room before. It was the first time.
Then what made you decide to go?
I bumped into him on my way. When I arrived back at the house, we got chatting and it developed into a discussion. He had to go out, so I bade him farewell.
Doesn't know what Mr. Garrett said.
So we met again later that evening at around 9, or just after, when I took him some nice tea I brewed as a gift.
So it was you who brought the tea that had clearly been drunk at the scene, then?
And I suppose you were discussing the works of Shakespeare, were you?
Yes, that's right. That's exactly right. Romeo and Juliet. Who was stronger? It was a delightful debate.
Who was stronger? Fucking Goku versus Vegeta or some shit? The fuck? Who's stronger canonically? Who's stronger canonically, Susato or Ryunosuke?
I'm sure.
Such a stimulating subject, Shakespeare.
And the debate became very heated, so you slipped poison into Mr. Shamspear's tea?
No, never, not at all. Team Juliet won, that was me. And when I left his room, the flamboyant fellow was fighting fit. I swear it categorically.
Mr. Natsume, you often say the same thing about yourself, I've noticed. That you have a cursed existence?
I'm sure I've mentioned this to you before, but I've been here in Great Britain for a year now, and in that time I've learned that it's no place for me.
It can be very trying to live in a foreign land and adapt to the ways of another culture.
There are foreigners everywhere I look, and they all stare at me. They all laugh. That's the impression I get whenever I go out. It makes me scared to leave my room. Which is why I've become such a recluse. But even in my room, I find no respite in my fears. I've moved more times than I can remember, and then 1 week ago, I moved into Briar Road.
But why? I mean, why'd you choose that place? It wasn't very comfortable. I think we already went over this. It was cheap.
Because the rent is cheap. I have so little money, it spoke to me.
The rent.
Obviously there's a reason why it's cheap. Because the room is cursed.
Cursed? Cursed how?
The previous occupant, the man who lived there before I took the room, died there.
Oh no.
He was only a young man, but one morning he was found dead and no one could explain why.
Surely no one would want to live in a room with a history like that.
I didn't. When the letting agent recommended the place, I wavered. But I want books, and books cost money. A horrible history is a small price to pay. When I realized it would mean I could buy more books, I signed the lease like lightning.
Brave or blinkered?
But after I moved in, I soon came to realize what I'd done. I realized how horrible the room's history really was.
Gosh, was it really so awful?
Horrible history.
How'd the room's horrible history affect you, Mr. Natsume? What happened?
At first, it was just a feeling. The feeling of beady eyes boring into my back, watching me.
Do you think that might just have been your mind playing tricks on you?
No. My mind doesn't know any tricks. It was someone else. It's been one long nightmare ever since I was given the keys to the place.
A nightmare? You've been having bad dreams, you mean? All the souls who've died in...
All the souls who died in that room. I lean over at me in my sleep. They try to strangle me.
That really is horrible.
And now I've come to think of it, it happened again last night too. The very same night that Shakespeare was writhing in agony from the poison in his body. I was on the verge of being suffocated silently by those miserable spirits in my room.
You simply must move out of that room as soon as possible.
Yes, you're right, I know it, and that's why I'm already searching for the next room with a history to call home.
I think perhaps you should try to avoid accommodation with any kind of history at all. Otherwise, I'm scared that you yourself may become history.
Sato-san knows how to make a man listen.
Of course, Mr. Lord of the Manor is worried about the curse on my room as well.
Oh, you mean Mr. Garadeb?
Yes, he knows that if people keep dying there, he'll never be able to rent it out again.
Well, that's true. I, for one, wouldn't go near the place.
Ah, perhaps that may explain why the landlord pays so much attention to the gas lamps and his tenants' movements.
You mean because he's worried about their well-being?
No, because he wants their money.
He doesn't seem to have an unusually keen interest on the amount of gas in the pipes. There must be a reason why he keeps such close tabs on the occupants.
What do you mean he pays so much attention to the gas lamps?
Well, dear, no, it's nothing to do with you, Mr. Natsume. Please forget I said anything.
Now you're talking about me behind my back as well.
What's important is that Mr. Shakespeare isn't in fact dead at all. Once he's come around, he'll be able to tell us what happened. We'll be able to get you released.
Oh, yes, please. I do hope you're right. Excuse me.
Yep. Guessed it correct.
Inspector Gregson.
I couldn't help overhearing what you just said. On that note,
I have some good news and some bad news. No. What do you want first?
Always, every time, the bad news comes first. When hope is all you have, hold on to it. That's my guiding principle.
Alright, well, in that case, the good news it is.
Ah.
Sorry, but it's just a lot easier to explain everything that way. Hold on, everyone. Give me a second.
I got my dog again. Come on, Chip Chip. Come here, buddy. They're leaving. Hey, buddy. You want to say something to the peoples? Huh? Come on. Say something to the peoples, my boy. Chip, right under here. Wow. Right there. To the microphone. Right here, buddy. Right here. Oh, come on. Do a funny joke, puppy. Do a funny joke. Here you go, Stinky. Next on the bed. Alright. Notification? Nothing. Alright.
Sorry, but it's just a lot easier to explain everything that way.
Then why did you ask me my preference?
Well, as you might have heard, the victim, Mr. Shakespeare, was just unconscious. He's come round now.
Oh, yes, we saw it happen in all of its terrifying glory.
He's still being treated by the doctors, but we've managed to get a written statement from him already.
Oh, isn't that wonderful, Mr. Natsume?
Oh, thank goodness. It's all over then. I can leave this somber cell.
Sorry, no, it's not in the cards.
What?
Why ever not, Inspector?
Mr. Shakespeare's implicated someone as being responsible for what happened last night.
Implicated someone? Oh, dear.
You don't mean...
Sorry to say I do, yeah. He's pointing the finger at you, Mr. Natsume.
No!
By a sweet poison did he seeketh to end my life. That wicked caitiff, SOSEKI Natsume.
No!
So I'm afraid you'll be appearing in court as planned. You will be wanting to make the necessary preparations.
No! 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 No!
And so, once again, Sosuke-san found himself having to take the dock in the Old Bailey. Whether his room was haunted or whether he was just terribly unlucky, I knew I had no choice. The following day, I would represent him in court and do my utmost to break the curse that blighted him. Well, shit. To be continued. Save your current progress?
Yes, please. I would love to save my current progress.
The Old Bailey. This place always makes me feel strange. I seem to get chills down my spine and break out in a nervous sweat all the time. Well, I didn't think I'd be back here so soon.
That's my line! Good morning!
Good morning, Mr. Natsume.
It was only 2 days ago that I was declared not guilty here.
Yeah, we somehow managed to prove he didn't stab Miss Green in the back.
But now this, another morning, another murder, and here I am again in this hellhole. Can't keep coming to court!
I'm beginning to think he's right. It does seem as though he's cursed.
Mr. Naruhodo, I'm afraid I have bad news. Oh. Mr. Natsume, good morning.
Yes, morning.
So, here we are again.
Yes, again. Judicial Assistant Miss Mikatoba Exquis, what's the bad news?
Oh, dear, you heard, did you?
You come in shouting at the top of your voice. People can't help hearing what you say.
Oh, I am sorry.
You've done nothing wrong, Miss Usato. Now, what is it?
Well, it seems that the prosecution in today's trial will be led by Lord Baron von Zeeks.
Lord Baron von Zeeks, sorry. Baron. He's a baron now? Oh, God. Oh, ye gods. It cannot be. Ow. Van Zeeks?
No.
The so-called Reaper of the Bailey, the most legendary prosecutor in the land. In the trial 2 days ago, he pursued Sosuke-san and I relentlessly. Oops. Of course, by the skin of our teeth, we managed to pull through, but still.
Perhaps Mr. Natsume's acquittal in the last trial wasn't the end of the matter after all.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. The legend of the Reaper that says, nothing can save a person on the dock when Lord Van Zeeks is the prosecutor.
Oh, no.
Even if that person's found not guilty, the accused will still meet a mysterious end one way or another.
I'm whipping out another water. Is that me? What was that smell? I don't even know. Ain't my dog, he's snoozing. That was really weird. I still smell like deodorant. That was that was fucked up. And we've experienced it firsthand. The man we successfully defended met the most terrifying end after his acquittal, right here in the Old Bailey. Right, this is before we figured out that he was the murderer.
Do I have to put up with those ice-cold eyes boring into my soul again? Cursed by evil spirits and now the Reaper. Pair of petrifying perils potentially.
Well, if it's potentially, at least we appear to have hope, Mr. Natsume.
Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Yes?
I'm innocent! You have to believe me. You more than anyone now.
Don't worry. I'll be your steadfast ally every step of the way in this battle. I promise. And this promises to be a hard battle, I fear. Nah, it's the second trial. Probably won't be that bad.
Well, the trial is scheduled to begin shortly. We should move into the courtroom.
Let's go!
Please don't do any more impressions of my father. Oh, yes, I forgot to say. I'm afraid he won't be able to make it. Mr. Sholmes, I mean.
That's probably for the best.
Oh.
If he were here, I might be tempted to rely on his help. And that could be seen as a weakness. If Lord Van Zeeks were to notice, he'd prey on it mercilessly. At least that's my gut feeling.
Mr. Naruhodo?
You're right. Yes, you're so right. Oh, well said, Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Well said.
I swear on this sword at my side and on the spirit of Kazuma that it harbors. I'll show him what a Japanese lawyer can do. I'll set you free with honor.
Oh, yes!
"22nd of February, 9:40 a.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. Bikini Bottom." Oh, look at this group of familiar faces.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
Prosecution.
is ready.
The defense is ready, my lord.
Readiness for the trial, my learned Nipponese friend, is not what the defense needs. What you need is readiness for your inevitable defeat.
It's not just in my imagination. It's really there. Lord Van Zeeks. Such an animosity towards us Japanese for some reason. Right, that was supposedly gonna get revealed in this game. That a Japanese person that he found a friend betrayed him. Of some kind.
It was some time ago that he became known of the Reaper of the Bailey, I believe. These past few years, he hasn't appeared in court at all.
Yet now he's back in the courtroom. Though, for some reason, only when I'm defending. This Reaper with his curious disdain for us Japanese is a prosecutor shrouded in mystery. Still, this isn't the first time to be pondering that. Oh, this isn't the time to be pondering that. Where do I get first from? I have no clue. I have to concentrate on Sosuke-san's trial.
Furthermore, I now call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You have been chosen at random to represent the will of the people of this trial. Are you ready to fulfill your duty? Absolutely. I had a feeling this larrikin wasn't innocent before.
So we got Bruce again. This lady. She's very cute.
I must say that I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat refuses to sit tight.
And this guy. You know, it's cool to see all these characters again, but I can't help but feel like they're kind of reusing a lot of assets for just, you know, ease.
Well, I rather like how you're wearing your hat. I think the rooster's look is very fetching, actually. Needs to be somewhere at 10 o'clock. I have a very important meeting. Let's make it quick.
She's new. We got one new juror. Great.
Can you give me more? I need to get home before Bob tonight, or the missus will throw the roof.
Oh, may the Lord shine us, show us all the light here and lead his flock to the righteous verdict. Oh, man. 5 Nights at Freddy's into the Mimic is so close indeed. Only a few months.
True. Thank you, Kukaiden. It's not a problem. I don't have a problem with reusing assets, of course. And to be fair, in the first game, there, you know, all of the jury were basically new characters in of themselves. And we had, like, a couple juries that were completely unique.
The British jury system is so different from our own, isn't it? It's quite extraordinary to think that the power of judgment is in the hands of 6 members of the public, and that the judge can only pass sentence when all jurors are in agreement about the defendant's guilt.
Yay, I can't wait to learn again about this gameplay mechanic that I already know how to do. Hooray.
Did you know you can press the X button to jump, my learned Nipponese friend? The square button attacks. The prosecution would draw attention to the fact that the accused was on trial here but 2 days ago. Accordingly, where possible, the same jurors have been asked to return for duty today.
Oh, they actually came up with a reason? Okay. I feel like in real life you would attempt to get different jurors, would you not? Wouldn't that be like conflict of interest since you already like... You'd want like a fresh pair of... I don't know. I'll roll with it.
Very well, let us commence the trial. Lord Van Zeeks, your opening statement, please. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is not the intent of the prosecution to cast doubt over your past decision. However, the innocent verdict afforded to this eccentric Nipponese before has had dire consequences. Did the accused repent for his wrongdoing in that affair? Far from it. Instead, he used his freedom to perpetrate a most blood-curdling crime. Namely that of attempted murder of his neighboring lodger, an innocent Englishman. To explain the circumstances of the crime, the prosecution calls its first witness to the stand.
Already? Gee, that was fast. Oh, please, man, Zeeks, can you go slut mode again for me? Can you put your leg up on the table? Please.
The detective responsible for investigating the scene, and the accused himself.
Oh, I can't wait for Ace Attorney 7 where we get to do this with Gumshoe and a victim, you know. A witness, right.
Witnesses, your name and occupations, please. Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division.
Sosuke Natsume from the Empire of Japan. My government ordered me to come here as a student to study your language and culture.
Mr. Natsume.
Yes, my lord, sir.
I'm quite sure I'm not mistaken that you swore an oath never to set foot in my courtroom again. I remember as if it were yesterday. The day before, in fact, my lord, but close enough.
Believe me, this is the last place I want to be.
Inspector, let's hear it from you first. Explain the case to the court. Right you are, sir.
Hello, Fernand. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Don't take my glasses. Please.
The incident occurred at the Garrett household where the defendant has lodgings. In the ground floor of the room, the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare.
You had surgery? Oh no. Hope you're alright.
The defendant had already admitted to visiting the victim on the night in question. Mr. Shakespeare collapsed in his room as a result of poisoning by strychnine. That's the one. He was found the following morning when the landlord suspected nothing was wrong. No, something was wrong, of course. That's why he broke down the door.
Wasn't bad surgery, just had to have it done. Well, I hope it didn't cost you too many American dollars, since, you know, your health system's a little fucked. The funny Anastasia, okay. The laughing gas. Ah, I love it. You got good insurance? Well, that's good. Don't need that here. We got free healthcare.
Haha. Hee hee. Tee hee. Tee hee. Free healthcare. Ha Hee hee hee.
This means, I presume, that the door to the victim's room was locked at the time of the incident? Correct, my lord. It was locked from the inside, making entry or exit to the room impossible. Although the victim, Mr. Shakespeare, loves to tell the tale. He very nearly didn't. The man was halfway to heaven when we first found him. I was the first officer on the scene, my lord.
About to go to bed? Well, I'm glad you popped in. It's good to see you, and I'm happy that your surgery went well. You got 5 days? Oh, yeah, don't even worry about it, man. Thanks for popping in anyway. I mean, speaking of subs, I got my Twitch pay today, which is very, very epic. I was actually kind of running low on funds because, you know, I had to pay my first Switch payment, and I bought a new hoodie and stuff, so I was like, my savings, you know, I need to get that back up. Because the next big purchase is a better PC, so we can stream in better quality. I mean, this quality's fine and all, but it would be nice to be able to stream, like, up to 1080, at least. Thank you for that, of course. I think most of that was actually from Big Boss, because he gifted, like, 8 subs for my birthday, which was very sweet of him. I haven't seen him today, but yes.
Thank you, Twitch. Kisses. I love you all. Thank you. You're all very sweet.
Bum 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 ba da ba dum ba bo 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 ba ba bo ba ba da boo da boop ba da boop boo da boo boop ba da boop ba boo da boop ba boo da boo da boop ba boo da boop ba.
I was the first officer on the scene, my lord. In our photographic print here, I took at the time to show how it looked.
You're gonna make me take my glasses. Okay, just do it. Just fucking do it. Just freaking do it so I can start the timer. Oh, God. I gotta move everything. Oh, fuck. There we go. I sound more smooth? You're not flirting with me, are you, Fernand? Ooh, jeez. Come on now. It's very unprofessional. Thank you. That's very sweet of you to say. I mean, yeah, you know, I've been doing this for like, what, 3 years now? You'd think I'd get a little better at it over time. And this is also a new mic as well. I don't know if you were here for that. Don't call me that. I'm not even repeating that. But this is a new microphone as well. I can't take all the credit, you know. It's not the best microphone in the world, but it's definitely a step up. This is a $500 one. If we ever get big, so to say, I would like a perfect mic that like perfectly encapsulates like everything and cuts out everything else. But those are very expensive microphones, and you know you can't really justify it unless you're making enough money. I am poor, but you know. Well, Fernand, that's very sweet of you to say. Thank you. Can you just redeem lose glasses already, so I can stop reading your very sweet comments? Okay. Hey, listen. All the OGs, you will never be forgotten. If we ever get big, listen, I will make sure you are seen. Okay? That's it. The Discord's actually gonna be really good for that. No, just do it. I know you want to do it. Just don't even try to reverse psychology. Just fucking do it. Just do it! You know? Oh yeah, anyway. I am planning on getting a better computer though, so I can stream in like 1080. Perhaps 4K? I don't know. But primarily for like Switch 2 and stuff since that's coming out. Good night for now. Thank you for coming by. Also, fuck you. I'm gonna redeem lose glasses myself if you won't do it. I also have infinite money coins. Here it is. There we go. I redeemed it myself. Haha. Set a 5-minute timer.
Okay, I created a 5-minute timer.
Well, there you go, Fernand. You got it for free. Are you happy? Well, good night. I hope you sleep well. But yes, no, I would love to get a better computer so I can stream in better quality. Mostly for like bitrate and stuff, because I do notice like the bitrate gets a little fucky, and you know, a better computer would also allow us to stream a lot more Steam games, a lot more like quirky random one-offs, because those don't always come to console. I'm primarily a console gamer, so it would open up a lot of more possibilities for us. A lot of heart. Oh, Ace Attorney reference. Alright, I gotta get close to the screen now, you guys. I'm getting really close to you guys. You know, I'm gonna bring the mic with me this time, and then it's like nothing even happens. The cord might get fucked, though. Oh, you know what I can do? Oh, I can do this. I can grab my mic off of the stand. That's what I can do. It's still gonna be uncomfortable for me, but I can bring you with me like this. Oh, perfect.
And I have a photograph print here that I took at the time to show you how it looked.
Oh, that's not helpful when I'm up on the screen's coochie like this.
Yes, a chilling scene indeed. The man looks very much deceased. That's right. Everyone present believed that's exactly what he was.
This is not gonna be cool when I have a face cam, you know. This is gonna be like really odd. Because I can't see without, you know. Anyway.
Very well, I shall accept this photographic print as evidence for the court. Very good. Now then, Mr. Natsume.
Yes, yes!
As the defendant, do you have anything to say at this juncture?
They're haunted. Haunted by evil spirits.
Good gracious! What's haunted?
My lodgings! There's been a whole series of strange happenings at my lodgings! The tenant before me died in a mysterious circumstance. A woman was stabbed by no one on the street outside. My neighbor was poisoned. And me? What about me? I've nearly been killed countless times.
Killed, Mr. Natsume? How?
Even on the fateful night it happened, when I returned from Mr. Shamspeare's room. I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed, but before long, the stove went out, and somebody tried to kill me!
You must always extinguish all fires before retiring for the night, Mr. Natsume.
But it's so cold, my runny nose would freeze. The point is, I didn't poison my neighbor. Oh, why am I being accused of this? Why is my existence so cursed?
Thank you, witnesses. I believe I have a reasonably clear picture of events. If I could raise one more point, my lord, one more conclusive point. Conclusive? Go on. Fortunately, the victim, Mr. Shamspeare, has regained consciousness after this ordeal. And he has named the true culprit. The poison consumed by the victim was administered in a cup of tea that he drank on the night in question. Tea, my lord, that was brought to the victim's room by the accused. The accused? Good grief! Order! Order!
Yes, that's the crux of the whole case. If Sosuke-san's innocent, then why? Why has the victim accused him?
Well, Mr. Natsume, what have you to say of this accusation?
That evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shamspeare's room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water especially to make it. And this is the result. Never will I touch tea again. Never!
The public pump was frozen, you say?
That's not information we've heard before.
That will do. Thank you. Now, according to our laws, the defense must have the opportunity to cross-examine the witnesses at least once. Therefore, I call upon the witnesses for a formal testimony. I presume the prosecution has no objections?
Thank fucking God. Leaning forward like that is not good for my back. At least I can bring the mic with me so it's no longer, you guys don't really see a drop in quality or any such. I've always been able to do this, by the way. I've only just realized I should do this. And Fernan has cursed me in this awful name that he has come up with me. Great. By the way, my dog just jumped down. Let's go to him for sports. Chip, where are you, buddy? Chip, hey, Chippy, come here, buddy. Come here, pal. You're needed. All right, what do you think of Ace Attorney? Great Ace Attorney Resolve 2. What do you think of that? Is that good? You like that, huh? It's very interesting you say that. I do agree to that point. Yes, I know. It is a bit early to really justify reviewing the game, We can't really give it a score yet. We've only played 1.5 cases. Probably not even that much. Probably more of a quarter. Yes, I agree. Thank you for the kisses. Is there anything more you must say? I mean, I threw it to you for weather, I believe. So, could you give us a rundown of... Thank you. Thank you for that. Anything else? Maybe give them a little kiss. That a boy, that a boy. Good dog. Well, I gotta bring you guys with me because now I am zero-handed. To the bed, buddy. To the bed. Don't fight me. Well, that was a fun little excursion. Ooh, that was a horrible noise. Thank you, mic stand. Now put the little nub in the hole. Why is it not going in? Go in. There we go. Clamp that shit. God, this fucking mic stand is so squeaky. This is old. This is my original mic stand, by the way. When I got a new mic, I did not get a new mic stand to boot. Because this one works perfectly fine. So, you know, I didn't think I'd need to. And I don't. It's just fucking squeaky. A little rusty. Alright.
Therefore, I call upon these witnesses now for a formal testimony. I presume the prosecution has no objection?
Ugh.
None whatsoever, my lord. Good. Then you will give your account of the event on the night in question to the court now.
Yes!
The catastrophic night.
It was around 9 o'clock that evening when I visited my neighbor and took some tea with me as a gift. We had a heated literary debate over a nice hot drink, after which I went back to my room at around 11. My tea was completely harmless. He couldn't have locked the door behind me otherwise, could he?
Strychnine takes some time to have an effect on the body. People don't keel over immediately after taking it. The victim would have been perfectly able to lock the door after his guest left. The argument still stands. Yes, I see. It all seems relatively straightforward.
Excuse me, but that testimony does raise one other crucial point, I think. Mr. Natsume claims his tea to have been harmless, presumably. Though, the teacups have been examined for traces of poison, haven't they?
Oops.
Why didn't I think of that? Well, as it happens, no. We haven't been able to. Clearly, Inspector, Scotland Yard has failed to examine the suspect substance.
How could you have overlooked something so important? Isn't that the first thing you should have done?
I learned Nepenthe's friend is falsely incensed. The inspector said Scotland Yard was unable to examine the tea, not that it was overlooked.
Unable? Why?
It's simple enough. There was none left, not a drop. Someone must have been very thirsty indeed. Scientific techniques, it's not possible to test for poison under such circumstances.
Sorry, but there's residue on one. Can't you examine the residue?
We'll need a drop, but that one drop does actually have to exist, funny enough. The lack of examination notwithstanding, it appears nothing other than the tea passed through the victim's lips on the night in question. I see. Thank you. The matter is clear. Cast your eyes over the jury, my learned friend.
What?
You can see it in their faces, I'm sure. The recognition of the accused's guilt. Your client's fate is all but sealed. In mere moments from now, he will lose, and your compatriot will be damned for all eternity.
He's right. I can feel all 6 of the jurors looking daggers at me. Achoo! But I won't let them beat me down. I can't let them beat me down. I won't.
Counsel for the defense, proceed with your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord.
It was around 9 o'clock that evening when I visited my neighbor, and I took some tea with me as a gift.
Okay, yeah. It looks like we're gonna have to just press all of it because there's nothing talking about not having a drop left, because I think that residue is probably enough. I would think.
Hold it!
Were you and your neighbor good friends then?
No, we weren't friends. Not at all, not at all. Never, ever.
A simple no would have sufficed. Then, why'd you decide to pay him a visit?
Mr. Shamspeare fancies himself as having great literary knowledge. As a fellow scholar of English literature, we find much to talk about together.
Come now, no Nipponese could understand the finer points of English literature.
On the night in question, that was the topic of the conversation as well, I presume?
It was the day of my last trial when I was acquitted. I just arrived at my lodgings, where I ran into Mr. Shamspeare outside the street. That was around 6 o'clock. We exchanged one or two pleasantries, but it soon turned into a heated discussion. He was on his way out at the time, though, so I promised to visit his room that evening at 9 to continue our debate. But did I have ill intentions? No, not one, not two, not any, not at all. Never, ever.
A simple no would have sufficed, I feel.
And tell the court what did happen when you visited the victim's room.
Whoops. Keep accidentally flicking. A literary debate about Shakespeare's works, I think you said, didn't you?
Shakespeare, a very worthy topic of conversation, I must say.
Oh, yes, my lord. Romeo and Juliet, who was stronger? It was a profoundly pleasurable parley.
Romeo and Juliet? Who was stronger?
I'm gonna regret asking this, but how'd the debate go?
Well, we both agreed that we would reach a conclusion more quickly with a reenactment. So we battled it out, in Greco-Roman style, naturally.
What?
Mr. Shamspeare had all sorts of costumes in his room for such a contest.
So when you say reenactment, you mean you were actually in costume?
He is Romeo and I as Juliet. After a vigorous, wild tussle, I as Juliet came out on top. A victory I'll cherish forever.
I dare not imagine the terrible scene of carnage. And weirdly... gay overtones, sweating at the thought. Arroo! Get these hippies out of my courtroom! Arroo! The Charleston Chew! The fact remains that it was you who prepared the tea and took it to the victim, correct?
I boiled the water in my room and made a pot to take with me. I'd heard that he was too poor to have tea himself, you see.
It's true. There was no sign of any tea leaves in the man's room.
I wanted to do something nice, to be friendly. So why is everyone looking at me with such suspicion? My tea was harmless! Of course it was!
Do you have any basis for that statement, witness?
Oh, my tea was completely harmless. He couldn't have locked the door behind me otherwise, could he?
Hold it!
Yes, there was not a drop of tea left in the victim's room anywhere, was there?
That's correct. Anyone would think the fella had never had a pot of tea before. Must have licked it dry. Which is a pity, because one drop is all we would have needed to analyze it for poison.
And you say that you returned home to your room at 11 o'clock, Mr. Natsume?
Yes, definitely. By heaven and earth, I swear it.
The landlord was able to verify that as it happens. He confirmed that the defendant went back to his room at 11 that night.
How was the landlord able to attest to this?
He, said it was the lamps, I believe.
The lamps, Inspector?
When tenants return to their rooms and start using gas, the lamps in the other parts of the house flicker.
Yes, Mr. Garrett seems to pay a lot of attention to the comings and goings of his tenants.
There's only one key to Mr. Shamspear's room. I know that for certain. He must have locked the door himself from inside his room.
The victim has confirmed that to be the case, yeah.
So I'm right. My tea was harmless, completely harmless. If you take poison, you die. Everyone knows that.
It's not that simple, I'm afraid.
What do you mean?
Strychnine takes some time to have an effect on the body. People don't keel over immediately after taking it.
Hold it!
How long does it take for the symptoms to appear then?
According to the coroner I was speaking with at the yard, about 30 minutes after the poison's consumed. And the victim suffers violent convulsions and cramping and stiffness, eventually dies from asphyxiation.
So there's a 30-minute interval between the poison is ingested and the onset of symptoms? Seems to be a lot of different types of poison in the world, that's for sure. Maybe there isn't even poison at all? Oh, no, unless they found it in his system. But again, he could have done it himself to frame Natsume. I don't know. It's very odd. He is an actor as well. And a failing, poor actor, to be precise. And then you got that weird other guy who was hanging around.
Oh dear, death by poisoning again. Oh, it's always so awful.
Yeah, isn't it? You're really reusing a lot of the same ideas. It's fine, you know, the first case was about poison, this case is about poison, the case in the other game was about poison. It's fine.
13 minutes is a long time. Certainly long enough for the victim to have locked the door behind the accused after he left.
You can't deny that. It further degrades Sosuke-san's alibi.
I have the medical report from the doctor who examined the victim here, my lord. It spells it out, really. The accused is the only person who could have done it.
Very well, the court will add this to the report.
Oh yes, I see it here. Delayed onset of symptoms.
Great. Let's have a peek. Let's have a peek, shall we? Ingestion of a small quantity of strychnine, toxic effects present 30 minutes after ingestion. High likelihood of the substance having been mixed with the tea the victim was drinking, but no sample could be obtained for testing. The poisoning incident occurred at around 1:30 a.m. on the 21st of February, assessed from the victim's pocket watch that appears to have been broken when the man collapsed after the delayed onset of symptoms. No container for the poison was found at the scene. At 1:30 a.m., eh? So that means he would have had to have ingested it at 1, but it was long before that, wasn't it? For some reason, I think he went at 11. Is that not right? It was around 9 o'clock that evening when I visited my neighbor and yeah. Nine o'clock, not even 11. That's way different time period. I'm guessing that's the objection, but I'll still press this just in case.
Hold it!
Because that is usually my Achilles heel. The argument still stands, you say?
This is what Mr. Natsume's been saying, isn't it? The pair of them drank tea together that night, so if there was poison in it,
The victim would have been able to lock the door after the accused left later on.
Exactly. Me and my tea are innocent. Treated innocent, I tell you.
I'm afraid, sir, that doesn't follow. You see, the strychnine is a slow-acting poison. In other words, it takes time for symptoms to appear. So you could have left the room up to 30 minutes after the victim drank the tea. As long as you did that, Mr. Shemsbury could have locked the door after you'd gone.
But no! We drank the tea straight away. The battle over whether Romeo and Juliet was stronger, that came after the tea.
Do you have evidence to support that statement?
In my great homeland, the Empire of Japan, we have a saying. Drink tea while it's hot.
Sure, a proverb will satisfy the prosecution.
I'm afraid there's no conclusive proof to support the defendant's assertion. On the contrary, there are sufficient grounds to infer his guilt in this matter.
No.
Sorry, I don't know if that was important. I skipped over it.
Objection.
What? If he died at 1:30, that contradicts the 9 o'clock. Ah! Unga bunga! Ah! Unga bunga! Oh, at around 11. There we go. There it is. This one. Unga bunga!
Objection.
Unga ga bunga bunga! Gunga bunga gung! Mr. Natsume, you say it was 11 p.m. when you left to return to your room, correct?
Yes.
And Inspector Gregson, can we rely on the information in the medical report unconditionally?
Of course we can. There's no problem with that report, Sunshine.
Actually, I think there's a very big problem. Because there's a chronological inconsistency between it and the defendant's testimony.
Colonel, what are you talking about? There's not even a real word.
I assure you, it is a real word. A real word.
It's a real word. According to this report,
The victim must have consumed the poison at around 1:30 in the morning. And yet, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, left the victim's room at 11. Yes, that's right. There's more than 2 hours of missing time there. In other words, if there was poison in that tea that Mr. Natsume brought to the victim's room, how could the victim have fallen ill to it 2.5 hours after the defendant left? What? That is the funniest use of reusing the same animation I've ever seen. I didn't realize that was the same animation between the two of them. Of course, Gregson has his fish and chips flying everywhere, of course. Very different.
The defense's argument is entirely reasonable. How do you respond, Lord Van Zeeks?
I don't. Fuck you. I'm going to drink my funny juice. Definitely not wine, of course. It's just funny juice.
Pray forgive the discourtesy if my mind has wandered.
I was considering what cuisine would best complement the contents of my hallowed chalice this luncheon.
How could it have happened, you ask? I do hate to shatter illusions, but my Nipponese friend appears to be chasing a phantom idea.
A phantom?
Is it so hard to imagine the victim drank his tea after the accused had left? For example, the time stated in the medical report? Yes, at around 1:30.
objection.
Oh, are we gonna have to prove that he was the one to drink his whole tea? Well, if we can prove that this cup is his cup, and this cup is Natsume's cup, then we'll have ground to stand on, because then it means that Natsume left a little bit and drank the rest later, and then he had gulped it down in one, and that would give us room to stand.
Mr. Natsume brought the tea with him to drink together with his neighbor. And in Japan, there is a well-known saying, drink tea while it's hot.
Objection!
And in my country, there's an even more apt saying. There is nothing more refreshing than cold tea.
The point is, if there's such a long gap, there may be other ways to explain how the victim came to be poisoned. Other possibilities.
What sort of possibilities, Counsel?
Well, for example, the man could have had another visitor.
Another visitor? That's a very bold assertion, my learned friend, from someone who has nothing but to substantiate it.
Or the victim could have taken the poison of his own volition.
You suggest this may have been suicide, Counsel?
Objection!
Mr. Shamspeare has categorically denied suicide. The idea canon must be discounted.
Objection.
I love the... Instead of the... Oh, sorry. Whack the mic. Instead of the...
But he could be lying.
Is something wrong, Lord Benzies? I was listening to the sound of the carriage pulling up outside the courtroom. Pray forgive the discourtesy.
Carriage? What carriage?
It would seem that the key player in this case has just arrived.
Oh? Bah? Out, brief candle. Life's a walking shadow.
Oh, my lord.
A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Who, sir, are you?
William Shamspeare, my lord, alias, 'twas I undone by these bitter events. I am the victim.
What? What's he doing here? The prosecution seeks to call this gentleman to the stand. With his testimony, my learned friend's futile resistance will be utterly crushed.
You're calling him as a witness?
Very well, counsel. I grant your request with interest. I'm curious to discover what the court shall hear from the victim himself.
Oh boy. Happy am I, Shamspeare, to regale thee of my tale of woe, my lord. Alright, well, unfortunately, I think we will hold it here. It is 5:30 p.m. at the moment. It's getting rather late. Unfortunately, I know we've been going for 3 hours. Sorry, we could have gone longer, but I think we're going to leave it here. And then tomorrow, we're going to be doing Raft to start with Ryan. And then perhaps we are going to do the first stream of Season 2 of Marvel Rivals. And then on Thursday, we will be back with more Ace Attorney. So I hope you can all bear with us for an extra day, and we'll be back then for some more Great Ace Attorney 2. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I love you all. I will see you tomorrow if you decide to pop by, but I will see you all on Thursday for more Great Ace Attorney. And that day, we'll be able to see the Mario Kart World Direct as well, so that's probably what we'll do in the evening. But yes, so with the next 2 days filled, I will see you there. Bye, everybody. Oh, wait. Hold on. I think my friends are live doing Split Fiction. I haven't raided anybody in a while. May I raid at the moment? Can I do such a thing? Extensions, streaming tools, monetization. Can I, like,
slash raid? Oh, yeah. Okay, slash raid. Hold on. I gotta make sure I spell this correctly. Oh, fuck. Like that? Hey, stop. Yes, okay. So that should work. So this is the first raid we've done in a while, so if you're here live, stick around to see some Split Fiction. If you don't want to, that's alright, I'll see you later. Yeah. Bye, everybody. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye! I will see you guys later. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.